and Matt Skraby.
I'm not a mark!
Don't blame us for any side.
Thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Hey, welcome to the middle of the week, everybody. Wednesday get-together of Gwynn and Chris on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. All three of us together in the Odyssey Palace studios for the next 4 hours. And then Skraby will take it from there with the Skraby Chronicles. How did the Chronicles go last night, Mr. Skraby?
Well, I wish I would have had the AC article maybe before my show, but it's all right. It went well. We talked about, I want to get your quick opinion on this.
Okay.
Do you think baseball now reflects our current instant gratification society, like where baseball values the home run because it's something that we can all just celebrate and then be done with it? Like small ball is not highlight worthy.
Takes too long to score a run.
We want big and beautiful home runs.
Let me answer that. No, I don't.
Give me a reason.
Where is this?
I don't even quite know where the question is.
Right.
The question is basically, does baseball's reliance on the home run now?
Yes.
Is that in order to try and appease society?
No. Is it reflecting how we are now of like hot take society where we just move on to the next thing? Like, because...
No, I don't see a connection there.
Okay.
I'm answering. I don't.
Oh, no,
I was wondering why you chose the home run, small ball.
Here's how it came up. I had someone text me.
Okay.
And was like, do you think that
were people out there saying it? Is that why you responded?
Were people
I had someone text me and
Your friends, the people
over the weekend. They were like, hey, I was just thinking about this and I thought it was interesting, but does baseball currently reflect our short attention span?
I think we've
society?
always liked the home run better than small
you
ball.
remember
Even in Babe Ruth's day, the home run was a big deal.
You remember the slogan, "Chicks dig the long ball"? Like
that was a long time ago before this society.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Now, Babe Ruth started hitting 59, 60 home runs. He became the toast of the entire country.
But did people used to be able to watch these games and be able to watch small ball and be into it? Like now, if people play small ball, it's boring.
It's not when you win games. I don't find anything.
I agree with you.
I think ultimately people want their teams to win.
Yes,
and
that is
however you get it done. I think there is a thought now, and I don't know that it's changed all that much, that the homer can be super beneficial, and I think that's pretty obvious that it can.
Yeah, but I think it's always been that.
Yeah, you can't really bottle that up.
I don't think society has changed in the sense that, let's say, we appreciate a 17-play, 90-yard drive that is pounded out on the ground more than we appreciate somebody dropping back and throwing a 90-yard bomb. We still like the bomb. It's still more fun.
Which is interesting that you bring that up, because I have started to notice in the NFL in particular, ground and pound is making its way back into this formula.
A little more of it,
because now you got all the smaller defenders across the league that can go sideline to sideline to keep up with the passing game that's out there.
You can take advantage of that.
Now you can certainly take advantage. I'm not saying that it's back the way it used to be, but you can certainly see that popping up more.
I think part of that too, Tony, is the fact that the best way to play defense in this day and age of the NFL, where they give the defense no chance with any of the rules, is to keep your defense on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's the best way to play defense. Yeah. So I think teams want to hang on to the ball.
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll get to all of that.
Yeah, we got off sidetrack.
Yeah, but I forgot. Are we doing a show today about you're welcome, Skraby. Any other things you want to try to throw us off track? Please feel free.
I'll save it for Sports Court. We actually got some real Sports Courts today.
All right, Sports Court is coming up later today. We're also going to talk a little Aztec football today. Is it Matt Johnson? Yes. The coach of the Aztecs, works with Sean Lewis. Talk about them. They're in their bye week, but very successful run for San Diego State. So we will dabble in a little Aztec football. And it says here at 4:20, it just says, and I'm not quite sure what this refers to, Tony cleaned up the shower. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where you are out there. I don't know what your day has planned. But at 4:20, I would find a way to be listening to the show.
This is kind of
that promises to be intriguing.
This is kind of connected to the outside furniture.
Me bringing the outside
Yes,
furniture in the rain yesterday.
Yes.
Which caused some issues out there. I think some marriages almost broke up.
Marriages may have broken up. Yeah,
They're like,
yesterday.
Chris said no, I'm saying
That's
no.
right. I'm not doing it anymore, woman.
Well, this indeed will be the opposite of that.
All right.
So,
Well, that'll be a little later as well. We have our daily gambit, Big Five, and all the Chris versus the fans. All right. So here's the deal. The big story today. Kevin Acee, who's, I just say, I've said it before, and I don't get any
not getting paid by him.
remuneration from
You're not getting
from
paid
him.
by Kevin either.
I just think he does a really good job covering the team. It's not an easy job to do, especially in this day and age where everybody's coming from every angle, trying to break stories, even though they have no facts behind them. He goes out and pretty much supports what he writes and what he says and what he claims. And so it was today that his latest story talks about the fact, and I'm just going to read straight up, nearly 20 sources, 12 of them who worked with Mike Shildt on a daily basis during the season. That's all right. So 12 people who worked there said in recent months, they have characterized Shildt as being unyieldingly demanding of his coaching staff and the team's support staff, and as having a tendency to micromanage and possessing a quick temper that is easily triggered by questioning or feedback. Now, that is a claim that Kevin Acee's passing along from sources, but he went and talked to Mike Shildt to get a response. That is the difference between what a lot of people will go on Twitter
glad
and
you
do.
pointed this out.
A lot of people will open up their podcast. Hey, I heard Mike Shildt is impossible to work with. So
right, they may have that information, but they never go actually talk to Mike Shildt.
That's why he was fired.
Right.
And that is my now conclusion.
Right.
At least Kevin Acee, gives Mike Shildt a chance to talk about it. He says in a nearly 2-hour conversation, Shildt repeatedly declared that he's proud of his accomplishments and how he conducted himself. He said more than once, quote, walking away with my head held high. Shildt also said he was taken aback by the depth of some grievances about him and disputed that he had acted inappropriately, though he did not deny he was aware of certain levels of discord. He almost exclusively attributed that to some staff members not being on board and or not knowing what it takes to be part of a championship effort. Before we address Mike Shildt and the fact that behind the scenes, apparently he was, this mongerer of a human being. I only wish that one staffer, any staffer with the Miami Dolphins would come out and say, Mike McDaniels is pretty tough to work for. He is hardcore. He is intense. He is into it. He demands a lot. Because what the criticism here that I read of Mike Shildt is basically what I want. Of course, it's going to go over the line once in a while, Tony. You're with these people. It's a family every day, every night, 7 months, 8 months a year. But I want a manager to demand the best from the people he works with, and I want him to expect that in return. And if he doesn't get it, I expect him to be tough. Now, do I want him going over the line and maybe bad-mouthing somebody? That I don't know. But this is actually kind of what I want to hear from Mike Shildt. I don't mind this. And I think the notion that is now out there from people who read this story, who have now gone, oh, well, that means for sure he was fired. They couldn't stand him in the organization. Come on. You have absolutely nothing to back that up.
Yeah.
Anthony, did you ever see anything like this? I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. But did you get whispers that Mike Shildt, because in public, with his team, in the dugout, always very supportive.
Yeah.
So I mean, was there hints that the guy was a difficult guy to be around? I'd imagine during a losing streak, he probably was. Anyway.
There were whispers that he grinded on his staff pretty hard.
But is grinded a bad thing?
That's
the question.
In the eye of the beholder.
Is
right?
it bullying or is it grinding?
What is? Give me an example of what bullying.
Bullying would be
like.
To single someone out because something bad happened and you need to place the blame somewhere else.
I don't know. I'm not. I wasn't down there for none of that. But it's what strikes me is oftentimes, in situations where there has been some success, there often in the wake of that is a lot of this. Now, it hasn't been at a championship level, so to speak. I mean, the Padres didn't win a World Series, but it has been a successful two seasons from the standpoint. You made this postseason back-to-back years. You reached 90 wins, which isn't, something to poo-poo. I think that as you start to kind of go through this article, it doesn't look like Mike is hiding from any of this. He certainly seemed to. The last part of that portion you read was, I have to accept that is part of being a manager at the major leagues, but it's one of the factors in my decisions to no longer do that, along with the other stresses that come with the job. The reality is both things can be true. He very well could be grinded himself and to the point where he wants to change, but it also could be the fact that the discontent that it seems like came from some of the staff members. Because listen, Kevin had to get this from somewhere.
This didn't just come out.
Certainly, people were talking to him about this.
There is zero doubt. He did not make any of this stuff up.
No.
And
so great. Here's the thing. Almost every really, really good leader that I've ever heard of pretty much is demanding about the people that work around them. But I think as long as the demanding leader respects the people he's trying to lead, then we're fine.
Respect is
maybe
a keyword,
some of the people felt disrespected from time to time, so they're complaining about it. I think, and I know, again, I'm speaking to the tweets that I keep reading and the new podcasts that are popping up all over the place that are saying they know, the people who are putting these tweets out or the podcast, they know for a fact that the Padres are lying and Mike Shildt was fired. They keep saying it, but they provide no substantiation for it. Zero, none, nil. And it's very similar, I must say, to what goes on in the rest of our society now, where people can pretty much say whatever they want, and you're either supposed to take it at face value because they're not going to provide any proof that it's actually happening or not happening or did happen. So this is not surprising. But what I try to look at is this reporting that Kevin Acee did, talking about the fact that Mike Shildt was tough to work with from time to time, or maybe all the time, does that jive with Mike Shildt saying that I got really overwhelmed by the sense that I just couldn't please people anymore, or the people I wanted to please? And it does jive, if you ask me.
Yeah.
His management style.
Both things can be true at the same time.
His management style apparently was, to protect his players, be pleasant, out to the media, outward, behind the scenes, to expect and demand. And I think that part also took a toll on him, the person who wants everybody to like him. And the fact of the matter is, after a while, maybe not everybody liked him. So I think that does jive with what he wrote in his goodbye statement, which was, I can't please everybody anymore. It's part of what stresses me out.
I got to say this. Before this article came out, when this news broke, what was that, Monday?
This news broke last night.
No. But
Monday morning.
Was Monday.
Yeah, Monday morning.
Chris, you came in here and you basically said, I think he is basically moving away because he can't please everybody. And then to read this article today and him use those exact same words, I couldn't help but think about our Monday show when you were talking about that. And I think it does jive. I mean, listen, it's not the TMZ flavor of the week type deal. But I think, as I said, both things can be true. He could have worn himself down in the pursuit of that demand and whatever he was asking for. In that process, he could have worn other people down at that same way, which is why you have folks going to Kevin Acee
to vent
almost, right?
They could also quit if they didn't like their job. I mean, and I'm not saying that excuses Mike Shildt from some, if he was berating, the word berating was in there. So if he's berating people, I don't agree with that, but
Kevin kind of hit on all of that. There was kind of a wide range of why it was going down this. There's very few of these jobs in the big leagues. They elected to just kind of gut it out. Some felt like if they were offered another opportunity elsewhere, they would take it. But we don't know how many of those guys are feeling that way. And so, it's always a sticky thing. And I said this when it was Manny a few years ago. Did you have the opportunity to say this to the person when you had the opportunity, as opposed to waiting to the end of the season and then going to Kevin Acee? Are these things that were already discussed? Either way, I think this jives with his statement Monday, and I don't see that there's anything crazy about what happened here.
On the other side, I have a question because more people are asking us to comment on his way or the highway attitude, which was some coaches push back on certain things, and apparently he didn't like it. Yeah, we need to go to break. So we'll talk about that on the other side.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we missed the break so bad that the show is over. We rambled on for a while. We'll take a break. More on this and more of our thoughts and your thoughts on the chat. If you'd like, YouTube, Gwynn and Chris, you can watch the show as we go along here. The bottom line is the same. Mike Shildt is still retired. But now there are questions. Was his management style part of the reason why he stepped away? I think it was. We'll consider more of that and also talk about the Dodgers. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan.
What's better than a spread?
YouTube. Also, Instagram, Gwynn and Chris. Also, X, Gwynn and Chris. 2:23 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Chris Ello, a fantastic opening to the show, I must say.
Sorry, I was changing the TV. The Delaware Jacksonville State game's coming on football. That's you know how you say Skraby's kind of a casual sports fan. See, I get fired up for Delaware Jacksonville State.
I don't know how I got thrown
under the
into
bus
this
on that
thing.
one. Yeah,
Because if you're watching Delaware and Jackson State, you're not
it's not
a sports fan.
Get
You're
it
a
right.
psycho.
Get it right. It's
Bit of a
Delaware
psycho.
Jacksonville State. Get it right. Will you?
But yeah, man, that was I thought you hit the nail on the head in the way
I
you
tried.
talked about it.
I don't know that everybody will agree.
No, I mean, listen, we're not here to get everybody's agreement.
Right. Yeah,
Everybody
that's
is
not the-
entitled
yeah,
to
right.
feel
People-
how they feel.
We said this the other day, Tony. The people that think Mike Shildt secretly got fired are going to think that no matter what evidence is presented
Right.
to them.
Never mind the
Contrary.
the $4 million that he would just leave it on the table.
That is
is-
the one that is
yes.
almost
Like,
impossible to
that's
get past.
Oh,
impossible.
you're gonna
to get
fire me?
past.
You know what? Keep the money.
Yeah.
I'll just retire.
That's something I've asked you guys in the Big Five before, and you guys have laughed at me.
You know what? You're gonna
Fire me because if
Okay,
he got
that's fine.
fired, he gets the $4 million. If he retires, he doesn't. So yes, you got to be
Never mind that.
right.
Never mind that.
Well, look, the only fly in the ointment of most conspiracy theories out there, Mr. Conspiracy, the biggest fly in the ointment of most conspiracy theories is facts.
Right.
Those kind of get in the way of a lot of those conspiracy
they completely
theories.
get in the way.
I know we're going to talk about the Mike Shildt and the coaching staff, but we have a comment here from SC Padres, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I think that when we're reading Kevin Acey's article, we have to remember these are faceless people. I'm not saying that he's reporting false quotes. I know that he's reporting quotes that have been told to him, but this person says Acey literally says Shildt would snap back at anyone who had an idea or suggestion and basically said my way or the highway. I don't know that, though. Like, I wasn't the person that Mike Shildt snapped on. So I think we have to be a little careful about how we go about things.
The Padres and
Who's that? Us? We got to be careful.
Everybody.
My way or the highway is honestly.
Wait. I just want to read the exact line.
All right, go ahead.
I think,
Yes, sir.
I think our listener is referring to the Padres enlisted people internally to work with Shildt regarding his penchant to snap at colleagues and even superiors who he perceived were questioning him, according to multiple sources. I believe that's the quote that or the line that they're referring to.
I mean, that line, my mind immediately went, wait, they hired someone to get Mike Shildt to be nice? Like, that's where my brain went. And then I thought about it and I didn't really know what to think about it.
Don't think there's any doubt that there was enough complaining and noise being made to address this matter. But I think it goes in, and I believe that's why Kevin should have written about it, because it was a matter. It wasn't, something that wasn't there. So I have no problem with that. But I just think it all jives with the sense that Mike Shildt is a people pleaser. I said that.
Yep.
I think he is.
Yep.
Doesn't mean people pleasers are not always pleasing.
Right.
But he
Right.
at heart is a people pleaser, and he no longer could do that. And that, along with a lot of the other stresses, is why he claimed he left. It makes sense to me.
I think the reason why he, and I emphasize the he as in Mike Shildt, is saying that he can walk away with his head held high, is he believes he was going about it the best way he knew to go about it. Now, clearly, based on the amount of people that spoke to Kevin on this, he was a little bit off in terms.
They didn't all agree with that.
They didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think again, I think about this year, right? Obviously, the season overall didn't go the way I think people wanted it to go, especially when you consider the Dodgers kind of were faltering there. It always comes after these type of deals always pop up after it isn't doesn't quite go the way that it was anticipated.
Are you trying to say, Tony, that if there was a parade coming up next this
We wouldn't be
week,
talking
this
about
story
it.
probably wouldn't have popped up?
I'm positive of it. And
Pretty
it's
sure.
no different. Like, I would assume this is the same manager that they had last year, and the season kind of ended abruptly out of nowhere, because it certainly seemed like it was riding a wave high, and then 24 scoreless innings later, or whatever that number was, it ended. But the season had gone it kind of went upwards towards that end of the year. So
I just don't know anybody that's successful as a leader that doesn't have some people that are upset with the way they lead. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. It doesn't forgive treating people off, base. And I'm pretty sure Mike Shildt will have to deal with that in his own mind, and he will. But to make the connection that people were quibbling about his leadership style, and again, it wasn't public enough to even be made public until now. And then go from there to saying, well, yeah, I knew that's why I told you he got fired. That's just idiotic. That's just not, it doesn't connect. It doesn't stretch. And the money thing is the biggest reason why. But I'm over the fact that you don't have to prove anything that you say in a court of law anymore. We're going to have our sports court later, but you can say whatever you want to the media now. And that's not just sports. That's in all walks of life. We see it no matter what side of the spectrum you're on. You see it every day.
Right.
And we are just told stuff and it's not backed up. I guarantee you, though, if every single person who wrote on a tweet or spoke on a podcast that, oh yeah, Mike Shildt got fired, I'm sure of it. If every one of those people had to actually make those claims in a court of law, they wouldn't make them.
They wouldn't. No.
They wouldn't be able to make them.
100%.
So I'm not saying everything needs 100% proof, but I like to see a little proof.
Yeah.
And I don't see any, and I see a lot of people taking that angle right now who I just don't think really have anything to back it up with.
We have now become okay with a thread.
But we've become okay in the society with reading it and going, oh, okay, well, I read there that, he got fired.
100%.
Okay, well, then I guess that's what it is.
That is really kind of where we are, I think.
Yes, it is, unfortunately.
Let's get to break. Gonna switch gears. Aztec football riding high right now. Matt Johnson will join us next. Offensive coordinator, QB coach, to talk a little Aztec football. Bye week for him this week. So we got some time to chit-chat a little bit. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
The biggest gap.
Your bastions of journalism. Speaking of those, Pablo Torre's on the television screen right now. There's a guy you can count on.
Just leave Pablo alone. I
Well,
don't know
want
why
people to
you
understand
keep
that the guy
doing
just
this.
keeps breaking stories, and half of them are not true. And then they put him
You
on
don't
PTI.
know that though.
Why don't?
They're a work in progress.
You mean did Belichick quit and never coach a game at North Carolina? Did I miss that?
That
was his first one. I think.
That was the first one he busted loose.
He did report correctly on the NFLPA and all that stuff about how they had the guy was spending money at strip clubs instead of on stuff he was supposed to be spending on.
And if you sit there and break 10 stories, you're going to get 4 or 5 right. I have no doubt. But I don't know which ones those are.
It's about a 40 or 50% rate right there.
Yeah, when I don't know which ones,
mad about certain people.
when I don't know which ones are true and not. Well, what bothers me is that he's out, he's given like promotions. Like, really? Like, how about, getting somebody that's anyway. All right.
Where do I go? But that's a good point though, because to Skraby's point, he did break that. But the standard used to be you had to be like 100% right.
You need to be right.
Like it was like a rarity when a newspaper had to write a retract.
And when you were wrong, you retracted. You were apologetic.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, I missed.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I guess Belichick's still the coach at North Carolina, even though I guaranteed you he'd be out.
There are still people trying to pull that thing. He's not going to finish the season.
Every week that story
and Bill
comes out.
called, who'd he call during the broadcast? I think he called Herb Street to tell Herb Street during the broadcast that he's not going anywhere because it's affecting his recruiting now, because now players are thinking he's going to take off.
It's a little dirty trick.
The thing is, they're going to write it every week until somebody gets it right. Because eventually Belichick is going to leave North Carolina. They're coming out here this weekend. I think they play Cal Friday night up in Berkeley, Belichick and company. All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. We'll get back to all things Mike Shildt and the Padre conversation. Also still got to talk about the Dodgers once again dominating the Brewers. I shouldn't say once again. They didn't necessarily dominate the first game. Blake Snell dominated.
Yeah.
And then last night, Yamamoto.
He said, hold my beer, Blake.
Yeah, Yamamoto, Mr. What do you call him? Yama Meatballs.
Yeah, he was the first pitch of the game.
That's about it.
It's only meatball.
The last 100 were all pretty tough to hit, apparently. I will say this. It's nice to have a little company here, Tony, as a Padre fan. Because here are the Brewers the best team in baseball this year, and all of a sudden they have 4 hits in 2 games.
Yeah.
Or 5, whatever it is. So
they're
hitting worse than the Padres ever did against the Cubs even.
I just want to say, I said during the season that the Brewers would really boil down to what they did come postseason. Now, they
did win one series
they zipped through,
yeah.
But now they have lost these first 2 games, and now everybody's counting them out, it seems like.
Yeah, we'll get back to all of that. Mariners and Blue Jays continue their series later this afternoon. But right now, very happy to talk some college football, most notably our San Diego State Aztecs offensive quarterbacks coach, Mr.
Matt Johnson.
Matt Johnson. How are you, Matt?
Yes,
Good
sir.
to have you on the show, sir.
I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me.
We are really happy to have you, especially under the circumstances of a 5-1 start to this season. I know that the taskmaster that Sean Lewis is, you're probably not getting a whole lot of time off in this bye week. Is that true, or is he?
No, he's taking care of us.
Giving little time. Good.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're finishing the season 6 in a row, right? So, he was pretty adamant about after the Nevada game, everybody kind of recharging the batteries, knowing what lies ahead. We gave the guys off until yesterday, so everybody can come back, feel refreshed, and once we hit the ground running, we had practice today. We'll be going 6 straight. Our schedule has been pretty favorable with some mini buys, some actual buys, but now we're on and we got 6 in a row to go, and we got to recharge the batteries before we do that.
Coach Johnson, I mean, obviously a lot going right for you guys right now, but particularly on the offensive side, we're seeing an offense do some things that we haven't quite seen in some time here at San Diego State. I think the fan base has been clamoring for an offense that could put up some points and get down the field. You guys have done that successfully. You went on the road last week, put up some more points. I mean, what was the focus going into spring ball and as you guys came out that has you guys on kind of the path that you're on right now?
I think the biggest word that we focused on, whether we were in spring ball, fall camp, and even during the season, the word for us has been explosive. Like how can we create explosive plays, whether that's just getting the ball in a playmaker's hands, or us as coaches trying to come up with a scheme that we feel really good about. When you look at us last year compared to this year, that's been the biggest difference. With the big guys up front, we're able to run the ball, which I think helps open up some explosive plays down the field. But it's really just all about time on task. Like, we have a lot of new guys with us this year on offense, and even though on paper some of those guys might be juniors and seniors, not a lot of those guys had gotten a lot of reps at their previous stops. So just guys getting comfortable with one another, and you could see the growth from week 1 until now. But we're still putting a huge premium on how can we change the game and be explosive on our side of the ball.
And Matt Johnson and his offense have been rolling, and to that end, just saw that Jordan Napier, your great wide receiver, has been put on the Biletnikoff award list. He's the first Aztec receiver, by the way, to be on that list in 11 years, and
wow.
I'd say it's quite deserving. This guy is totally explosive, and I want to talk about that. But you are the quarterbacks coach, so I want to get down to the bottom of this, Matt. What did you do with the original Denegal, and how did you get this new one to reappear here over the last 2 or 3 weeks? He is throwing with great confidence and authority, and I honestly didn't see that early in the year, but now, man, he's really delivering for you.
He's playing at a much more confident level, I would say. He's one of the guys that I was talking about earlier where, he's coming from Michigan, and, yes, he's a junior and all, but like if you look at his real significant snaps, there weren't a ton. Right. So, when you go to Stony Brook, week 1 opener, there's times where he looks like a freshman because he's out there for the first time and he's figuring it out. And then, I think one of the best things that happened to him was some of the failures and lessons that he had to learn at Washington State because things didn't go well and we didn't have early success. So he had to learn how to, stay present within the moment and not try and do too much. And then again, like hard lesson to learn against NIU, right? Like we win that game, but from an offensive perspective, it's 6-3, we're kind of licking our wounds, but it's like, guys, like, hey, we found a way to win ugly. At the end of the day, we won the game.
Yeah.
And I think his progression of just being able to stay within the moment and attack each play for what it truly is and not try and do too much, like that's been the biggest growth that I've seen from him. And as long as he lets the offense flow within him, good things can happen. When he tries to do too much, then that's where some mistakes are made. And he's done a really, really good job of, not making the same mistake twice, which I think that's part of his maturity, even though he hasn't gotten a lot of snaps at his previous stops. Like that's part of him being mature and understanding the game.
Coach Matt Johnson joins us here, offensive coordinator / QB coach for the San Diego State Aztecs. And Coach, the fronts, the big guys up front, you mentioned not being able to, not doing too much and getting him to kind of play at that even kill. You guys have been able to run the ball and throw the ball, pretty balanced attack. What is the big guys up front? What are they providing that allows you to be able to do both?
Oh my! They're my favorite 5 people on the face of the earth. I tell them every single week that this offense goes as they go, and at this point they probably think I'm a broken record for the amount of times that I say that, but I truly believe that especially with Ross in the middle there, a veteran leader for us, that they're not allowed to have a bad game because the offense truly goes as they go. And, from a coach's standpoint, all right, if the throw game's not working, we know we can rely on the run. If the run game's not working, okay, let's try and spread it out. But all of that still starts with them. And, the ownership that those 5 have up front, and they're led by an unbelievable coach in Coach Schmidt, but those guys are second to none. And we're not in this position without those 5. Like we could talk about Lucky and Napier and Jaden. We could talk about all those guys, but without those 5, none of this is possible.
I'm glad you brought up Coach Schmidt because he left and came back to the program, and I know he was the line coach when I was roaming the sidelines doing the sideline reporting. And I used to love to talk to him during games, and he'd just get me going. I mean, he's a smart guy. He really is. And I knew
another guy with better passion.
Yeah, right. I knew as soon as he came back, the offensive line was going to get whipped into shape. I just.
Yes, to say the least. That like the energy that he brings and the fire that he provides, and it's not just on game day. Like, you would think that it's the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl out there, the way that those guys work, but you see it show up. Like you see the dividends that get paid off because of how that whole unit goes to work every single day.
And he teaches too. I mean, I've seen it. He'll bring them off at the end of a series and bring them all together and say, okay, this is where we're going to change this on the next series or whatever. Those kinds of things matter. I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Matt Johnson's our coach of the Aztecs offense and quarterback coach. Tony mentioned that the offense, 485 yards passing in the last 2 games, and then 464 rushing.
Yeah, balance.
That means you are basically carrying the whole phone book around with you, right? There's no portion of the playbook you don't want to look at right now. And I imagine that's a really good feeling. I guess the fans want to know, even though you have to keep this under control, how far could we possibly go with this year? I mean, how confident are we going into the last 6 games that we can really make something special out of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a special group, and we as coaches, we felt that in the building, when winter workouts started, when we were able to retain the guys that we were able to retain on our team, both offensively and defensively. And then, some of the portal additions that we were able to grab, and you kind of had that sense and that feel in the wintertime, but then you're not really sure because they haven't played together. So then you go through spring ball and you're seeing the ups and downs of spring ball. And then you really got to see things, come together during fall camp. But again, okay, this unit hasn't been in a game yet, right? So then the ups and downs of the season are happening. And I think that the response, both good and bad, that our guys have shown has been really encouraging for us as coaches. But, we understand that this is a special group, but we are truly focused on one day at a time. The emphasis of this season, the theme of this season is the climb, and you can't look ahead 5 or 6 steps, or else you're gonna slip and fall, and you're gonna end up back at the bottom of the ladder. So with that mindset, we understand what's in the building, and the guys are doing an unbelievable job on the field, but it's truly a day-to-day process with us.
Coach, I last one. I know we got to get you out of here, but you kind of hit on where the players were and watching that kind of develop after the season ended. It was a tough season for the team. What was the conversations like amongst the staff as you guys got ready to go into that portion of spring ball and moving forward after?
I mean, quite honestly, offensively, we knew we had to get better. The product that we put on the field last year is not up to standard for us or for the fans, or, for quite honestly what San Diego State football is used to. This place is used to winning championships. And we knew we had to get better. So, we looked at our weaknesses, and we figured out how to attack them. We looked at our strengths, and we looked at how to enhance them. But to say that we made wholesale changes, I don't think we did. But we were very particular about how we taught things, in the order in which we taught things. We had to make things make sense to these guys, because we knew very early on that it wasn't going to be an issue of talent with this team. It was going to be, can we get these 11 that are on the field to play as one unit, and bring this thing to life? Because at the end of the day, we can put a million plays on the board, but it's the players that are going to bring this thing to life. And I think that so far, because of the 5 up front, like I said, my favorite people on the planet, because of them, this thing has really been able to go, along with our playmakers on the edge.
Matt Johnson, we appreciate the time. Before we let you go, as somebody who's hair challenged myself, I'm throwing this out there because he and Coach Lewis have the 2 best beards in all of college football, but neither of them have a single hair on the top of their head. So is this a requirement to coach now at San Diego State? You guys have got a look going here. I think we got to get some of the students to start dressing up like you guys.
I'll tell you what, if the students start shaving their heads, we must be on one hell of a winning streak.
That's right.
The bald head was out of my control since high school. I went to a Catholic school, so I had to be clean shaven. So I walked around for 2 years looking like a cue ball. And then as soon as I got to college, I started growing my beard out. And then my sophomore year, we started a tradition called Beard Gang. So you weren't allowed to shave during the season. And every year since then, during football season, I do the exact same thing.
There you go.
So love it.
I'll get one last trim up right before fall camp, and then hopefully not until January will this thing get cut.
if nothing else, we at least somebody in that department got to at least find you an advertisement for a
beers,
shaving company.
Well, I looked in the mirror the other day. There's a couple grays coming in here, so maybe some just for men might be in my future.
We all understand that too.
Yes, we do.
Hey, Matt, thanks so much, man. Continue the good luck. You got 2 Aztecs sitting right here, and we're loving every minute of it. Keep it going, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Johnson.
There he goes, Matt Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Aztecs, and all of a sudden, Tony, 89 points in the last 2 games. And they've looked the part. It hadn't been lucky.
No,
they've been going up and down the field.
It's looked like it's expected when they're on the field right now. I love it.
That's going to be, he said it. They got 6 games left. I'm running away with myself here. 11-1, win the conference. 12-1. I'm getting crazy, but who knows? They keep playing the way the last 3 or 4 games. They could conceivably do that. That's how well they have played. They'd get Fresno State next. And then I should see when their next home game is, just for the fans out there. Want to come out and see this team play November 1st. Wyoming, without Josh Allen, will be coming in to Snapdragon Stadium.
It's been a bit.
Since Josh Allen?
Yeah, it's been a bit.
When Josh Allen was there, it was the last time the Aztecs won the conference title. They beat Josh Allen in the championship game. Why are you laughing?
Because no one cares. We need to get to break. I'm sorry.
I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you guys that all of our guests join us on 97.3 The Fan via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges? Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. 301, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Just got done talking some Aztec basketball. We got a little daily
Football.
Excuse me. I was about to correct myself. Football.
Football, Tony.
Sorry. Misspoke there. Have a daily gambit coming your way. Skraby off to another fantastic start in his gambling affairs.
And you and I did not exactly close the gap
No.
last night, Tony. We both went 1-6.
Wow.
I did not.
Well, you did not, huh?
Yep, I'm going to start betting real money here real soon.
Yeah, that'll be the end of that.
Good. That means me and Chris will start winning again because that would mean you're losing money. That's how it goes.
Skraby's on a little bit of a heater.
Skraby, you don't have any two on your Big Five today, do you?
No, but I've thought about this a lot.
Okay,
and Chris.
Okay, well, since you don't have it, I got some time to kill before we get into this daily gambit to apologize today, huh? Made a mistake, he said.
Sounded like one of those ones where your dad calls you over, goes, "Little Tony, you better run upstairs and tell your mom you're sorry." Because she's still kind of heated at me.
Yeah.
And maybe if you apologize, she'll stop being mad. He had to, right?
Yeah.
So it's all right. He did it, but I don't put a lot of stock in it. I think that, I'll be honest with you, without overdoing it on the Dolphin thing, and I've been saying pretty much what I've said has come true so far this year. I do think if they lose this week to a rookie quarterback in his third game, a Cleveland team that has not scored more than 17 points yet this season. Somebody put a funny GIF up or whatever you call those things. It was a logo of every team in sports that scored over 17 this year. It included a bunch of baseball teams. And then on the other side, it said teams that haven't. And it was the Browns logo was the only one.
Hey, Padres have
had
one of
baseball
those.
teams
Right.
on there. That's
yeah.
funny.
So they were poking fun at that. I think if the Dolphins lose this game, not that it's gonna change. Everything's already broken. But I think this would be enough to get them to just have to do something right now. I do. I think this is it for Mike McDaniels in terms of, now he might just be delaying the inevitable.
Right.
But I think if they lose this one, what are they going to do? You can't lose the worst team in football basically with a third game quarterback, and you got a $55 million quarterback.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
No bueno.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been rough for those guys.
All right, let's get to some daily gambit.
All right.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We have some bets to review from last night. First one, Dodgers minus 1.5 on the run line over the Brew Crew. All three of us went with the Brew Crew. All three of us wrong because the Dodgers won 5-1.
That was a hopeful bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bet any money on it. And I'll be honest with you, I'll pick the Brewers probably in game 3 just because I want to, but I certainly wouldn't bet any on it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dodgers we'll get into it more when we have more time because we
don't need to get into the Dodgers at all.
Well, I think you do because, what they're doing is making a mockery of the postseason. And unless this changes, it's going to be just that. They've crushed everything.
Oh, that's what you
Nobody can get a hit off him. I mean, if it wasn't for Schwarber teeing off that one game, right? Every team, the Phillies scored like 2 runs the rest of that series. I'm just saying.
I get it. All
right.
Over under 7 runs in last night's game total.
He sounds so defeated over here.
Yeah, if you're not a Dodger fan, it's
I will
defeating is
say
the
it's
only
annoying.
thing.
It's very annoying.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Over under 7 runs in total in the game. You guys went over. I went under. They had 6. Yamamoto, or who had more Ks? Yamamoto or Peralta? Yamamoto -1. Yamamoto had 7, so he minus that 1 at 6. Peralta had 4. Tony and I went Peralta, so we were wrong there. Chris went Yamamoto. Shohei Ohtani over under 2.5 runs plus hits plus RBIs. All of us went over. We were wrong. He had 1 hit and 1 RBI, so
Did
it
something.
was total of
finally.
2. Yeah, true. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. Minus 10.5 over New Mexico State last night. Thankfully, I got to watch this game during the Skraby show and realized at the end I was the only one to choose New Mexico State. New Mexico State lost, but they only lost by 3, so they win the bet. Liberty wins 30-27. South Alabama against Ark State.
Ark
State, that's it. South Alabama minus 7.5.
You almost, your whole tongue went and took a ball.
Convulsions over there.
All of us chose South Alabama. All of us were wrong. Ark State wins 15-14.
I went 1-6, so I'm still waiting for the one that I actually won. Did
Did
you already go over the one I won?
I won the Yamamoto strikeout battle. Let me see.
I'm
which
still
one
waiting.
Oh,
for
you
my-
won this one. You won this one. It's
Oh.
Montreal Canadiens minus 1.5 against
Yeah.
Oh,
the
there you go.
Kraken.
And
The Kraken.
they only won by 1.
Yeah.
So you actually won because of the spread.
Yes. Real quick, Football Talk on 97.3 The Fans presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
All right, let's see what we can do tonight. Skraby's 11-5, which is still pretty good. We are both horrendous, so bad that I'm not going to even say.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not. You should.
Seattle minus 1.5 over Toronto. It's game 3 of the ALCS. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet, but something I found fun about this series. You may remember both these teams came into the league the same year, 1977. They were both expansion squads. All right, not that fun, but a fact nonetheless. I'll go first here. I kind of want a series, but I think Seattle's on the roll. I don't know. Seattle. 3-0. Tony?
Can I get a pitching matchup?
Yes, it is Bieber, Kirby. I know you don't like Kirby, but he pitched pretty well last time out.
It's not that I don't like him. I just
Well, you know what I
thought that he
You're not a...
thought that he wasn't really wanting to be there, but he proved me wrong that last outing.
All right.
And I will still take Bieber in this one and the Blue Jays.
Toronto. Skraby?
What is Jorge Polanco against Beaver in his career?
It really doesn't matter. Nobody can get him out right now.
I got to think the Blue Jays are going to win one game, so why not this one?
The one thing that I find crazy about Polanco at the moment is he's more dangerous than Cal Raleigh is right now, or Ohtani. That's how
crazy.
the postseason always kind of finds a hero like that. Who'd you take? Seattle? I'm sorry,
No, I
didn't
took the
even
Blue
hear you.
Jays.
Oh, you did. 7 runs over under, Tony, for this one. 7 runs. Both the first 2 games, I think, went over. Oh, no, the first game was 3-1.
Yeah, I'll go over.
You go over this time. It's great.
I'm going to go over 2.
Over. Well, I'm 7 games behind Skraby. I'll go under. Bieber versus Kirby, more strikeouts. Skraby. No spread here.
I thought Beaver was going to go longer. I don't think they're going to use Beaver in long form. I'm going to go with Kirby.
Kirby. I will as well. Tony? Shane Bieber, former Cy Young Award winner.
Kirby.
The Dodgers and the Dodgers and the Brewers play tomorrow afternoon. It's a noon start.
That's weird.
So we'll actually come on during that game tomorrow.
Interesting.
Which means we can make a pick on it. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm first. Dodgers minus 1.5. I got to go Dodgers until I see something different. Tony?
Yeah, that's It's the Dodgers.
Scrooby.
I'm gonna go Brew Crew.
All right, holding out hope.
Yep.
Florida Panthers, defending Cup champs, -1.5 goals at Detroit. Florida's off to a 3-1 start. Detroit's 2-1. Tony, being the puck fan that you
I
are,
was gonna say, what is he thinking about?
I don't know.
Give me Detroit.
I mean, like, what is he sorting out over?
I had to sort it out.
I know you did. Skraby?
Panthers.
Panthers lost their last outing. They won't lose again. I'll take Panthers. Chicago, St. Louis, Hawks, Blues, 5.5 goals. Not very many. Skraby? Blackhawks are still rated as the worst.
What's taking
team in
so
the
long,
league.
Scrape?
I already said over.
I'll say under. Blackhawks can't score. Tony?
Hold on, we need a minute for Tony to decide.
Yeah, hang on. Well, that's why I went fast. Wanted to leave him some time.
Under.
Under also. Delaware -3 at Jacksonville State. This is the college football excitement of the night. I don't know if it's conference U.S. action or whatever you called it yesterday.
Good point.
Yeah.
US-ation.
I'm first. Blue Hens. You know who that is, Scrape?
Yeah, Delaware.
Delaware Blue Hens.
And you know why I know that?
They wear blue turf. They have blue turf.
Do they?
Oh, they're
I don't-
copiers
I think
of
they
the-
do.
of Boise State.
I thought that's what you were going to say. I don't know if they actually have it.
I think that's where Joe Flacco went to college.
I think you're correct.
They were Division 2 then. They are now Division 1.
Who's favored in this game?
Delaware by 3 on the road.
And you chose?
Delaware. Tony. Tony's going to look up some statistics before he gives us his pick.
Delaware State.
There is a Delaware State, so this is actually just Delaware.
There is a Conference US-ation game. That's what they are.
All right, thank you.
I didn't choose. I'm going to go.
You want Jack State to be a...
Yeah, contrarian.
There we go. Haven't heard from him in a while.
No.
Nobody knows Jacksonville State's nickname. It's the same as South Carolina's.
I thought it was, but I wasn't going to say Gamecocks
Yeah.
just to yell that out.
Gamecock! Gee, Scraby, you really were excited to say that.
I actually remember us doing this last year, and I was like,
yeah.
is it Gamecocks? I'm not
You're
going to say it
really-
out loud.
You sound a little too excited to say that. UTEP Miners and the Sam Houston State Bearcats with a K. Neither team's won a game in Conference US-ation. 47.5 points tonight. Tony, over under point total, 47.5. The two worst teams in the league. Under. Bad teams. Can't score.
That's
Scraby?
right. That's my logic.
Yeah.
Under.
I say it'll be over because it'll be a turnover fest. There's our picks. Scraby's 11-5. Tony and I are terrible. So listen to Scraby this week. And listen to us when we come back after a check of traffic on Gwynn and Chris.
From the 855.
Gwynn and Chris. A little bit more here on Mike Shildt, former manager of the Padres, retired. Or did he? Oh, I saw a podcast.
Hold on, Chris. We have to stop down for a second. We think this was Tony's segment because you went out last time.
No, it's mine. It's
But
Wednesday.
You went out last time.
Well, that was a mistake.
He is correct.
Okay. I was
He is
just
correct.
clearing this
It is
up
Wednesday. It messed me up because he took us out last time. But
Yeah.
it is Wednesday. I was thinking it was Thursday.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure we're all clear. There's nothing that we can.
All right, can you play the intro music again? I get charged up now. I was kind of ready to go there. Hi, welcome back. It's 3:20. It's actually 3:21 now. All right, more on Mike Shildt in a second. A couple of quick notes, though, for you baseball fans that are still watching the playoffs. That I tracked down here. Seattle's up 2-0 on Toronto. They're in Toronto. They're in Seattle now for the next 3 games.
Oh, I thought the game was on. I was like, what?
Not quite
We're missing
yet.
it?
5:00 today for game 3. But here's a good note for Toronto fans. May 9th through 11th in Seattle this year, Toronto swept a 3-game series. So maybe there is some hope left for the Blue Jays.
Cash, I have a legitimate question.
Sure.
Do you feel like the Blue Jays are done?
I don't. I have a weird feeling that the Mariners are going to start seeing the World Series in their view.
So the Blue Jays, I feel like have the Mariners have dominated their series. I would say, even though they only won 3-0 first game,
Right.
I feel like the second game was domination. But you feel better about the Mariners than you do the Brewers. Is that because you've seen the Dodgers?
You mean better than the Blue Jays?
Yes.
To come back than I do about the Brewers?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers at the moment look unbeatable. And I know that that's an overreaction because you and I have talked a million times. Baseball can change just like that.
Boom.
But if ever a team looked like they're on a serious roll, it is the Dodgers
You know
right
what the interesting
now.
thing about it is?
So-
It's not the part of the team that, like, we think of the Dodgers and you think of their offense.
Yeah, they're going to bludgeon
They're just gonna-
everybody.
It's really been the 2 dominant starting pitchers.
The last team to have 2 starters go back-to-back 8 innings in the postseason,
How far we had to go back?
the Giants in 2010.
That was the last time they really were doing it like that.
Right. It's been 15 years since we've had back-to-back games pitched like that.
As a baseball fan, I enjoyed seeing starters, those 2 particular
I love it.
starters.
I love
Even in the
starters.
Mariner game, my man, who gave it the homer the first game? Miller. He gave up that homer the first
He
game
pitched
and then,
lights
then
out.
went light. I have enjoyed that type of playoff
I like to see it.
baseball.
I like to see a starting pitcher have to actually face a lineup a third time and see what
Man.
they do.
I've enjoyed that.
Me too.
I hate that it's been the Dodgers that have been able
Yes.
to pull it off, but kudos to the Mariners too because they did it as well.
Dodgers rotation has a 1.54 ERA in the postseason. That is going to be tough to beat. But we'll see. Game 3 in that series is tomorrow. All right. Kevin Acey's article, Mike Shildt, not apparently, according to pretty much everybody in the organization, was very tough on his assistants and some of the staff.
Scrape, you had an interesting question.
And Mike Shildt kind of acknowledged that was the case, and felt we feel, and I think it was kind of insinuated to a certain extent in the story that was part of the reason for his departure. Not that he was kicked out, but that he himself felt, man, I'm not doing right by all these people, and that's one of the reasons that he was so stressed.
Yes. Well, the question that I'm seeing out there, and I'm curious to hear you guys' answer, is why did Mike Shildt come down so hard on the coaches? But one thing that was said in the article is that he let the players do their own thing. He let them govern themselves. So why would he be hard on the coaches but not hard on the players, who are actually the guys who maybe they need to be hard on?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know that letting the players kind of conduct their own business in the clubhouse is different to me than
you know, getting the job done and then him having to say something to you about it. You know, I don't know that those two things are the same, but just based on what we know, he was publicly, at least, he was certainly never going to go at a player or pile on or whatever, come down on a player in public. Whether he did that behind the scenes or not, I think is not the question. I think as it pertains to the staff and why he treated them or why was he coming, a lot of times that's how a manager is able to communicate to the player, to his players, is because you don't want to hear from the manager all the time. He needs to be able to use his voice at specific times to kind of get the type of movement you want. And so the coaching staff is always been the go-between for managers, and unless you got to go see him, you know what I'm saying? Unless typically it's always been the coaches. So, you know, he's apparently harder on the coaches to try to get that message across or the way that they want it to be done. And, you know, I think at that point it's up to the players to kind of to follow what's being asked.
I think a good coach, honestly, looks at reads the room. And I think Mike Shildt read his room, his locker room in this case, and felt that, you know, with the leadership of Machado and these people, that this team could govern itself pretty well.
Right.
I feel if they would have gone off of that, he probably would have brought them back to reality. But I don't think he felt he needed to do that. And as far as his treating his coaches, we don't know exactly what level to all of this is.
Right.
But again, I'm going to go back to the fact that I really believe that all good leaders surround themselves with people they like, they trust, and people that are good, and people that they feel like they can get on a little bit so that they can share the same vision and go forward.
So one of the quotes in there was from one of the coaches acknowledging that they wouldn't be as good of a coach if he wasn't pushing as hard as he was. That was one of the quotes coming from AC's article. So clearly there's a give and take, and sometimes when there's give and take, you may not know how far you can take it. It may be considered crossing the line in someone's eyes. It may not be in another coach's eyes, which is, you know, why you get the unevenness, it feels like, because there were certainly coaches that felt that he was hard but didn't go further than that. There were some that felt he went too far.
I just look at the dynamic on this radio show. I know what I'm doing. Skraby has been coming along slowly over the last 8 years.
People listening know this is not true.
At times, I have to drive you to better yourself. It can get a little difficult to do.
When do you do that?
See, this is
well,
it's
like
happening in real time, ladies and gentlemen.
When you write me a note today to say who should be on the show, and I said, well, yeah, get after it, get Mark Sanchez. I mean, go to work.
Yeah,
do
he
something
really gave
with
me
you're a producer. Let's go.
If you're the quote unquote leader, why can't you read any of the reads that you're supposed to read?
I don't listen to you because I'm the leader.
See, that's the problem. See, if Mike Shildt was like that, then that's a problem.
I'm just trying to bring you along slowly, Skraby. You're finally getting to be able to take care of your own things. But I take a lot of credit for your development.
I'm doing a lot of society talking these days, but do we think that this kind of sentiment of he was too mean is an everyone gets a trophy type situation? Because I had a boss back in the day that I did not like, but they did make me better. And we got into arguments all the time. And so it's not rare for me to hear someone getting into an argument with their boss. That happens. But like, is this everyone gets a trophy type of thing? Like, oh, you have to be nice to everyone.
I don't know that nice is the issue. It typically guys on the coaching staff, it really to a man on this particular staff, all have pretty tough skin. And so, you know, everybody has a different idea of what respect looks like, how that should go. And sometimes in a world like that, right, where it's highly competitive, everybody's under a ton of pressure, that respect line can get blurred in the heat of things happening. And as I said, one guy's line is a lot shorter than the next guy's line. And so I think that's probably what this is, to Chris's point. And even in the article, I mean, I think no one is questioning the effectiveness of what he was doing. It was just how he was going about doing it is what's being questioned here.
So why is this being written then?
I mean, this is kind of, is this not the, and I'm not being funny, this seems like we do this every year. We have some type of autopsy on what the season looked like. And maybe that's a part of this when it ends in a way that is, I mean, last year wasn't really a fulfilling way it ended.
We also didn't have a manager change.
Right.
That's true.
And so this has come on the heels. These type of stories have come on the heels of managerial changes, whether it was the last time Manny got caught up in it. This time it's and then shortly thereafter, I think Bo Mel was caught up in it. And then now on another change, we get Mike Shildt.
You're right. I think it's because we want to know what happened because it's so surprising that someone would quit basically with 2 years left on their contract. It's like, why?
He didn't, Skraby.
He was fired.
He fired, and they gave him $4 million.
And he said, you know what? You're going to fire me?
I'm going to give you back your money. You know what? That's how I'm going to get you back.
You're going to really feel this.
I think people just need answers. I'll say one thing, though. We've been saying all along that we believe the whole thing. If somehow a secret camera video shows up of AJ Preller firing Mike Shildt, we're all going to have to eat our words.
Oh, for sure.
So,
and I will. You know what?
And guess what? We will. We will. All right. Break time.
I don't think that video is going to show up, though, by the way.
Not counting on it.
No, it's been deleted already.
And you know what? If that video did show up in my courtroom, I'd throw it out.
Oh, I see what you're doing there, Chris.
Sports Court is next with Gwynn and Chris.
On the clock, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, kind of dissecting this Kevin Acee story.
You see what happens, as an aside, Tony,
What you got?
when I don't tell Skraby what to do and I don't keep an eye on him? We come into the sports court segment and he forgets to go get our wigs.
No wigs,
Yeah.
no gavel.
And no one asked me for the wigs.
Right.
So,
See,
Right.
he counts on me to do his job for him.
no, I just didn't want to go get them. I didn't want to go get them.
I don't think so. I think you forgot.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm doing a couple things over here, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you're not busy. I just said that you forgot. It's all
Yeah,
good.
excuses are like, you know what? We
What,
all have
Chris?
one and they all stink.
You know, I was thinking about Tua.
That's one of my dad's
You were
favorites.
thinking about Tua.
I was thinking about Tua and why everybody's giving him such a hard time for calling out his teammates, probably because they don't listen behind closed doors. That's why I call out Chris on the air, because I feel like I have no other place to go.
So, like two of it, are we going
Are you saying the leadership around this show needs work?
yeah.
I would say like Tua. Are we going to see an apology after
No.
everybody comes down on your head?
No.
No. Okay, so I want to make sure you're going to double down.
I need people to be in this room just to know what I go through on a daily basis, because people are like, hey, you need to be more professional on the show.
Well, most people.
Okay, then maybe that's true.
One of these days,
I will say
we
that
are
most,
just going to walk in before the show starts and just let it roll. Let the cameras roll. Now we can't get up on the radio like that, but we might be able to let you guys see what it is behind the scenes that Skraby is talking about.
Yes, Gwynn and Chris SD on YouTube. We already got some Gwynn and Chrisinators in there. Scrabinators, really, but we're gonna broadcast live there.
We're gonna adopt that moniker everywhere.
Yeah, what should it be?
Haters.
The Gwynn and Chrisers?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I think I'd rather go with Conference USation.
That was a good one yesterday. Let's get to, what is it, Sports Court?
Well, how could he ever forget what we're doing next? He's the host of this show.
Don't worry. While you get this started, I'll go get the wigs.
You don't even know where the wigs are.
Don't.
But since you don't want to go get them,
He
somebody
hides
has
them as if somebody's
From
going to
the
really want to
855
steal
Ken
those
Ross
things.
Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Dry roads making all the difference in this afternoon's commute, guys. Yeah, no trouble spots to contend with, at least in the greater part of San Diego. However, we do have an accident in Ramona. This is 78 West at Rancho Villa Road. Appears to be blocking lanes, so just watch out for a little confusion there. And Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Do you have a sports issue, San Diego? Do you need a third party to make a decision? The guys have put on their robes and picked up their gavels.
All rise. Here comes the judge.
Gwynn and Chris Sports Court starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Guys have their wigs. If you want to see Gwynn and Chris SD on YouTube or 97.3 The Fan on YouTube.
This was one of the worst ideas I ever had. I remember I thought, well, it'd be pretty funny if we got some wigs, and then somebody sent them in, and now they just itch the you-know-what out of both of us. Oh, there you go.
I like
Who's going to be the first?
on.
Who's going to be the first Old English judge to wear a baseball cap up there on the bench?
We
Start a new trend.
got to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla for dining or takeout options. Visit spiroscuisine.com. First one is actually one from my dad. We had this conversation over the weekend, and I wanted to get
Skraby.
the OG Skraby. I've said this before. I was sitting on the couch one day, and we were watching like LSU and someone else playing, and LSU won, but they were acting like they had won the Super Bowl. And I'm thinking in my head, man, guys, calm down. You're just winning. You're acting like you won the Super Bowl. Act like you've been there before. But my dad said exactly what I was thinking while he was on the couch. So we're kind of similar in that way.
You don't say.
We're kind of similar in that way. Here it is. In the NFL, you have offsetting penalties. Say one is holding on the offense and one is a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. And I've said this for years. Should they offset or should personal foul take precedence over the lesser penalty? For example, offense has a big play. Flags are thrown. Offense had a legal formation. Defense had a personal foul. Currently, you replay the down. Nothing happens. They offset. Tony, should the personal foul win out?
No, because typically personal fouls happen after the play is over. You don't usually get a personal foul in the middle.
Okay,
of
let
the play.
me restart this.
Oh, okay. You want to give a different scenario?
No. I shouldn't have said personal foul. You're right.
Okay.
Should they offset when one is a much worse penalty than the other? Yards wise.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. Who's to say, right? I mean, a holding could lead to, even though it's just a 5-10 yard penalty. 10. It could lead to a 70-yard bomb. That hold.
You could.
So I don't know that they should necessarily. I used to think, man, a holding penalty, but a defensive pass interference, like that's like 60 yards down the field. But when you think about it, one can lead to those type of plays, whether it's a defensive pass interference or a holding, at the very beginning of the play.
Okay, so you're fine with that.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
You're fine with the penalties offsetting. No issues with the worst penalty yard wise being offset. Chris, offsetting penalties in the NFL. What do you think?
Well, let's bring it into the actual courtroom here. If
Tony was just doing it on the steps outside.
Yeah, no, let's come into a courtroom. If one of the people here in front of me was charged with, I don't know, illegal parking in a red zone in front of somebody's house.
Right.
But the other person was charged with beating the living crap out of the person who parked in the red zone. I don't think I could just call that offsetting and send them both on their merry way.
Fair.
But in the NFL, it's the only way to do it. I don't have another solution. That's my problem.
Are you going to mark off?
What is your solution?
No, what are you going to do? You're going to mark off 5 yards and then, and then mark off 15 yards.
No.
The other way? Are you going to?
I'm going to save a little bit of time, and we're going to do a little bit of math.
Okay.
Do we want to do this on air?
No,
Matt?
we're just going to go. It's a 5-yard penalty for
Okay.
illegal formation.
And
it's a
15. So you're going to go 10 against the team.
Going to go 10 for the offense.
Okay.
Because the defense had the worser penalty.
Well, let's put it
Yeah,
this
but
way.
that illegal formation can lead him having an extra yard up on the line or being able to move and get some momentum can lead to the big play you're talking about, though.
I do understand.
I don't think they're going to do it because judgment is something we want to take away from officials more than as much as we can. But I see your point, and I tried to back it up in the real world. But I don't think the NFL in this case is the real world.
It's definitely not. I mean, they don't call penalties on the Chiefs. Is
that going to be coming before the court today?
No, because there's no way to prove it. Over the weekend,
who needs proof? We just finished talking about
you certainly
this.
don't need proof on that one. It's the first time it's happened in 30 years.
That's true.
That's all the proof you need.
The Big 12 said that Kansas coach Lance Leipold made an inaccurate statement when he claimed a staffer was hit by a pocket knife thrown from the stands during Texas Tech's home win over KU over the weekend. Conference said it had fined both Texas Tech and Kansas $25,000 following that. The quote was this: Tech's fine is for repeated instances of objects being thrown onto the playing surface, while Kansas has been fined for disparaging comments about the conference at a member institution and an inaccurate statement regarding a pocket knife by head coach Lance Leipold. So here's where the case comes, guys. Leipold versus the Big 12. Big 12 is saying he made inaccurate statements, and they're fining him $25,000 for criticism. Leipold said after the game that the staffer had been hit, and a TV station in Lubbock confirmed that there was a pocket knife that had been found on the field during Saturday's game, and that video reviewed from the stadium had been turned into the Big 12. The Lawrence Journal World, citing a KU spokesperson, said that fans were throwing objects onto the field, and this fine and penalty was a direct result of the thrown pocket knife. I'm sorry, let me bring that back. I'm not a lawyer. This is not my job.
Well, then get out of my
You are
courtroom.
presenting the case
The
to
flag
two judges,
that was picked up was for the pocket knife, but they picked up the flag because they couldn't prove anything. Here's the last quote, and then I'll let you guys go. After a formal review, Texas Tech did not take sufficient steps to prevent and deter the repeated throwing of objects onto the field and team bench areas. Coach Leipold's comments questioned the integrity and professionalism of both the conference and a member institution. Both actions warranted a financial penalty. Signed the Big 12. Chris, should Coach Leipold be responsible for $25,000 for saying something that actually happened?
A&M is in the SEC right
Tech.
now. Oh, okay. I thought you said A&M. All right, Tech.
I'm gonna attempt to change the law.
Oh man,
just completely make
What
a
are
change
you on the
here.
Supreme Court?
I'm for the moment.
this is going to go in case law. People are going to be reviewing this particular case.
They're going to have to
I
look
mean,
they
at
want to
that.
bring up
they've been
another one.
overturning cases here right and left.
That's true.
So why not another one? Because I think in general, most leagues fine coaches for complaining about officiating.
Yes.
Just because it gives the appearance that the officiating was fine,
Right.
and the coach is the one that's wrong.
Right.
So I'm changing it now.
Okay.
Enough of this being able to fine a coach for saying exactly what happened, which is the ref messed up.
Mm-hmm.
If the ref clearly messed up, like we see on the replay that the guy was in bounds and they call him out of bounds and it cost me the game, I should be able to say that was a disaster by the ref.
And you
It
should not
cost
be
us the
yeah,
game.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Cost me the game,
Yeah.
and there should be no fine. So let's start here. No fine.
No fine for Coach Leipold.
Right.
Tony, what is your judgment? Does he still get a fine for
The court finds in a unanimous decision that Coach Leipold, will not be fined. Nice
Oh, here.
I think
murmur,
this
murmur.
is in due. I think this is due. You know, leagues have been fining coaches to protect the officiating, protect the integrity of it.
Yeah.
Fine. But when a coach said something that actually happened, they should not be fined. So we're going to throw this in the new case law.
They literally found a pocket knife on the field.
It was on the field. ESPN has footage of it being thrown on the field.
They turned it into the Big 12, and I love how he says he questioned the integrity and professionalism of both the conference and a member institution. Get over yourself, Big 12. Ruling in favor of Leipold.
Wow. Even our bailiff is jumping in on this one.
Well, you guys
saying it with attitude, too.
All right, here's the next one. The NFL Players Association has relayed player outrage over the Steelers football stadium, Acrisure Stadium, and the field condition.
Oh,
Now,
I can't wait till this comes into my court.
Aaron Rodgers said it was borderline unplayable last week.
No, he complained about something around his surroundings.
It was borderline unplayable, in my opinion.
Okay.
Per NFL Players Association sources, they have told that the union has expressed outrage about the embarrassing condition of the grass. The NFL has not said anything. But here's where I'm going to get to this, because some of these players are getting to the point where they're not going to play if they don't feel like the fields are in a good condition. Malik Neighbors tears his ACL on a field that tears a lot of ACLs. So, Tony, would you rule in favor or against players for not playing on these fields?
I can guarantee you, as you bring this into my court,
Yes.
that the NFL owners are going to have a whole lot of problem with guys sitting out.
What are they going to
Again.
do?
It's a good question. I don't know what their bylaws say, but I'm sure they got something in there that is can hurt.
If you don't feel safe with
Here's
the
my
playing
thing.
conditions,
We are now talking about the Steelers all-natural grass that was beat up because it's got a lot of uses. Pitt plays there.
yeah.
There's a lot of big bodies on there.
I mean, we had it down here at Snapdragon until they figured it out.
Right. So I think that's a fixable situation is my point. I think the bigger issue is the first one you mentioned, Mr. Malik Neighbors tearing his ACL.
On turf.
Not just turf. That specific place
Yes.
has been terrible to NFL players.
Yes.
And they don't seem to be moving a little bit at all in terms of getting it.
No,
changed.
but they will for the World Cup. Chris, judgment? Would you be in judgment for or against the players refusing to play on an unplayable field?
Judgment against the players?
Ooh. Your
And
fantasy
here's
football
why.
team is why.
No. Here's why. And I wanted to give this to you, but I don't have the wherewithal to send this to you. But I'm looking at a picture of the night, and I know you're going to give me share here.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at a picture
Thought
of
he
the
was
ni-
going somewhere else with that S or the CH word.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture. I'm looking at a picture of the 1977 NFC divisional playoff between the Vikings and the Rams at the Coliseum, a game I was at. It is always and forever will be known as the Mud Bowl. And I think you should get this picture. If you find 1977 NFL playoff images, you'll see Rams, Vikings, and you can maybe post the picture for people to see.
I think people can just Google it.
Or they can look at themselves. Those guys played. I say get out there and play. And if the surface isn't what you want, then you have to kind of tiptoe around a little bit.
Okay.
People have been dealing with the elements in the National Football League for hundreds of years. Players now want it to where they never have to deal with the elements, and that includes the field. I say get out there.
Get out there. So we have what was your official stance, Judge Gwynn?
I'm okay with them missing a game to get the right conditions out there.
I am too, because I don't want to see them get hurt and then be out for the rest
Get
of the year.
hurt.
Wow.
For my enjoyment.
That's
I'm not
hurt.
That's
really,
wild.
I'm not really interested in your well-being. I'm interested in me seeing a good football game, and I need all the players out there.
Tony, how come whenever we talk about something in this day and age, and it always has to go back with, well, in my day, I walked through the snow uphill both ways.
Well, it's a factor. History does apply from
Yeah,
time
and
to
all
time.
of you guys wanted it to be better for your next ones. So this is why we're like that. This is why each generation after gets a little softer, right?
I bet you-
because,
okay, when
because
you're-
the generation that's before them wants it to be better for them.
When your son complains about the conditions of his Little League field, I hope you take note of this.
He would never.
Sir.
He would never.
Chris versus the fans is next. 833-288-0973.
I believe. Coming up here, Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. That's the radio station. We are number one in this time slot in San Diego. Thanks to all of you listeners out there. We really appreciate that. We love you, listeners. Yeah,
This
we
is
do.
for you.
Chance for you to win some prizes here. Chance to go to Vegas, qualify for a trip to see Jerry Seinfeld. You and another. You get 2 tickets to the show. It's coming up in April 17th at the Coliseum. Not where they had the Mud Bowl game between the Rams and Vikings many years ago, but this Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. You also get a 2-night stay across the street at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino. You also get a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld returning to the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace, April 17th and 18th. You'll get tickets on the 17th. See Ticketmaster.com for more information. Your chance to win comes up right about here.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Here are the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. And if you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today.
We ain't had a first-time player in a while.
A couple days ago?
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. We did.
But we haven't had many.
We haven't been very many.
For a period of time there, we were getting a new player every single day.
Well, that's when you were kind of...
What?
You're kind of being...
Yeah, when he used to hang up on all the regular callers. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I was trying to find a clever way to say it, but...
Look at him over there. He's all upset now.
I'm not upset. I'm standing behind that
Yeah, okay.
because I wanted other people to be able to play.
I see. 833-288-0973. If you've never played, you actually could get on there right now.
First-time player! Let's get to our first contestant, buddy.
All right. Forgot to screen this call. Deborah?
Oh, this is Travis.
Travis.
Hi, Travis.
All
Somebody
right,
using
right.
Deborah's phone.
I'm gonna put.
That's my mom. Sorry.
Okay, no
go.
problem.
It's all good.
Just put your name into the computer.
You ready to play, Travis?
I'm ready.
Here we go. First question. These may or may not be sports questions today. Skraby obviously was doing his homework. We'll go to the first question. What is the name of the hotel Jack Torrance is hired to care for in The Shining?
Name of the hotel?
Name of the hotel. This is the first question?
The Stanley.
Stanley. Is this not a first question?
It seems
to me it's very.
It's just right up your alley.
Should we ask a new one? I feel like those other ones are easier.
Do you think Chris will get it as a question?
I think he will.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You're saying the name of the hotel as it was named in the show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because there's a Stanley Hotel in Colorado Springs, which I was believed used for that hotel.
Oh, I didn't know that. No,
so I
he
think
gave
that
you
the
the real
listener
name
ought to
then.
get a little credit for getting that right, even
okay,
though
hold on.
you know, that's not the name of the show and the hotel in the movie. But I believe it was that hotel. It's a very famous hotel.
Oh,
It
does look like
Trevor was right.
Travis, I had never known that. All right,
let's give Travis a correct answer.
Wow,
question
you were
number
saved
two.
by Chris.
Got it. Thank you.
Travis, you owe me, by the way. Secondly, what was the answer you were looking for?
The answer was the Overlook Hotel.
Overlook. All right.
That movie's so good.
It's pretty good. It was on the other night on HBO. I happened to flip by and catch a scene.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Before Jackson Dart played for Old Miss. What college football team did he play for? I totally forgot that.
What?
He played somewhere else before Old Miss. What school?
Don't worry about it, Travis. I have a 1 in 200 chance of getting this.
You know what? I'm going to play it safe and pass.
Travis has been listening.
If you would have guessed, I would then have a 1 in 199 chance. I've never heard of Jackson Dart anywhere. Georgia. I have no idea.
Georgia.
Okay.
No.
It was very close.
The answer? The USC Trojans.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was there.
He definitely played.
He played too.
Yes.
Don't recall.
Travis, you're into the third round. Here we go. What NFL QB rushed for the most yards in a single game in NFL history? This is both playoffs and regular season.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm just going to guess Michael Vick.
Michael Vick, not a bad guess. Not the right one,
I think your love for me is going to end right about now, Travis, because I remember the game and I remember it well. And this is a self-serving question for Skraby's 49ers.
He does know it.
I believe the answer is Colin Kaepernick.
That is correct.
I don't know how many he had, but he tore up the Packers one night.
181 yards.
Oh, he just ripped them
ran
to
up and down the
pieces.
field. Yeah,
it was one of those things, too, where Aaron Rodgers, is he going to get another Super Bowl? And it was over.
No, it was over before it started.
Yeah.
I remember it. Sorry, Travis, but good
plan.
Appearance there.
But no cigar.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our
contestant number 2.
Next contestant. You know what? We haven't had Brandon from El Cajon
Brandon, we haven't had you in a while, my man. How are you?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all doing?
We're doing
pretty
good.
good,
Here
Brandon,
we go.
as always.
First question. What villain is the star of Nightmare on Elm Street?
I can't say I've ever seen the movie, so I will pass and I'll probably leave.
Oh, no.
Passing it to one Chris Ello. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy Krueger, and I saw this movie before my roommate Brad did. He watched it, and we had a couch that was out kind of in the middle of the living room. It wasn't backed against the wall.
Oh,
he was focused on the end of the movie.
Oh, gosh, no.
He was like glued. The final scene of the movie, an arm reaches through the front door and yanks the girl through.
Yep.
The second that happened, I went up behind him and put my arm around his neck.
Wow, that's messed up.
That's diabolical right there.
When my sister was younger, she was watching a movie, a scary movie, and I went outside and I knocked on the windows and scared all of her friends. It was
I
great.
actually saw one that was even more funny than that, and I'll tell it after we gotta get going here. Question.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
By the way, Nightmare on Elm Street original still holds up.
Yep,
it's great. Let's go to Rich.
Although I just told everybody the last scene.
I mean, it's been out for like
40
years. It's been out forever.
I think it's all right.
Yeah.
Who's our next contestant?
Rich.
Rich, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good, fellas. How you doing?
Good, Rich.
Here we go. First question. Skraby, you're on one with these. What do witches use for transportation?
Well, they use a broom.
Thank you, Rich.
Of course. A broom. Question number 2.
I'm in my Halloween.
Yeah, you are. Let's stay with your Halloween theme here. Question number 2. What is the name of the main character in Nightmare Before Christmas?
Isn't Jack, isn't it?
Jack
There you go.
works.
I'll
Jack
give it to you.
Skellington.
I love Jack Skellington. He's great.
I'm glad he got it because I didn't know.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I'm not a Tim Burton guy.
I can see. I
I
can
see that. Yeah, for sure. Question number 3. That's a good one right here. Which current NFL quarterback leads all active quarterbacks in game-winning drives?
Current.
Oh, man.
Game.
I would say Josh Allen.
Josh
He's
Allen.
going to go Josh Allen.
Stay there.
Got your buzzer. Well, let's see. It's probably
Hear
not,
ye, hear ye.
Yeah, it's probably not Tua. And I'm not thinking it's Spencer Rattler either.
Brock Purdy?
I mean, the obvious answer. I may just go with the obvious answer here. Patrick Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes boy for the win.
Oh, Rich, stay there.
Nice work. The answer.
Joe Flacco?
None other than Matthew Stafford.
Oh, right.
One of my friends who's a massive Rams fan is convinced that he's retiring after this year because his family's going to every single game with him this year. And they are convinced.
All right.
He still has it. I don't know why he would retire.
Stafford?
Yeah.
He does.
Who's going to – is it just because Stafford won the Super Bowl and Goff lost that Stafford has to always rank ahead of Goff?
Probably.
They literally
just
said,
saying Goff's really good.
Goff is I got a lot of love for Jared. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually his name. I meant to say Jeff.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, what? Who's Jared? His evil twin is Jeff.
He's kind of rebuilt his career.
I mean, he's had to go through some ups and downs. Seemed like Stafford had downs in Detroit, but he was never called the reason for it. Whereas Goff was blamed for everything that ever went wrong. It
doesn't
Rams.
help Goff's matter that they trade for him and in the very next year.
I understand.
He gets him over the hump.
I understand, but Goff can throw a pretty mean pass.
No. By the way, have you guys seen all of this craziness with PFF?
Pro Football Focus?
Yeah, no, Pro Football. Yeah, is that what it is? They do all these rankings.
It's not the Florio thing. Oh yeah, Pro Football Focus.
Yeah, they're coming under some fire.
Well, for what?
Well, I think in terms of stats, they're like the creme de la creme, like that.
I do know. Well, I know on Sunday Night Football they use it.
They have started to rank players.
Yes.
And I believe it was Chris Long. He has a podcast. He was former defensive end. Was going in on PFF and their ranking of players. They had Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my gosh!
They had Patrick Mahomes ranked as the 16th best quarterback in the league, and he was making a point. He was making a point like, yo, if I'm like a new fan to this, and I'm thinking Patrick Mahomes is the 16th best quarterback in the NFL. They had one dude ranked at his position like dead last. It was one of the offensive linemen for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, I typed in PFF controversy, and the first thing that popped up was Caleb Williams was ranked a lot lower than Justin Fields, who had basically negative passing yards.
Right. And so I know it was a big subject because they were covering it everywhere today. So I didn't know if you guys had heard anything about it.
No, I know that on Sunday Night Football, I think Chris Collinsworth is with them somehow, and he uses their PFF.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, so when they do the offensive line, that they put the player up, they put the position. Now they put these ranks.
They'll say like 10th of 92.
Yes, and that is stirring up a lot of controversy. It seems
well,
like.
Chris Collinsworth himself doesn't think Patrick Mahomes is 16th. He's a deity who walks on water, according to Chris Collinsworth.
So, this guy right here, I would trust him with my life. You need to do emergency surgery, I'll let him.
Give him the scalpel.
Yeah, he probably would be good at it.
We'll try a little traffic. We'll try a little break in the action, and then let's come.
on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. All right. Tony cleans the shower. On, I believe it was Monday, we had the outdoor furniture conference. Was that Monday or Tuesday? Might have been Tuesday.
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Wow.
Yeah, if you missed that one,
That would be Tuesday.
if you missed that one, yeah, it started raining.
Yeah.
We have outdoor furniture. My wife, every time it rains, has me bring the outdoor furniture in out of the rain. I do it despite the fact I don't agree with it.
Right.
To me, leave it out there.
So to continue down that path.
Yeah.
Got up this morning having an issue with one of the toilets in the house.
Okay.
So I called the plumber. We also having a little bit of a drainage issue.
Plumber needed to come.
He needed to come.
Upstairs bathroom, I believe you
Upstairs
said.
bathroom,
Yes.
downstairs bathroom.
But this was the upstairs bathroom.
Yes. Well, yes, the shower is in the upstairs bathroom.
Right.
So call, make the appointment, come in the house, tell my wife, hey,
Plumber's
coming tomorrow.
Expecting to get a pat on the back for having called the plumber
Kind of.
and having him come over.
Kind of.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
did your thing. You did good.
Hey, on my own. I didn't have to be reminded, told,
That is really a
got up,
bonus.
was like, you know what? I need to handle this today.
Yeah.
Let it slip through the cracks. It's Wednesday. I should have done this Monday. Nevertheless, I'm going to get it done today. Got up, got it done. Let my wife know. And she goes, oh, that means the shower needs to be clean. And my first instinct was to say, why? But I did. I've learned.
It was my first instinct, even though I'm usually in the same situation.
I've learned. I knew exactly where my wife's head was.
Shower needs to be clean because the plumber's going to be coming into a bathroom where that shower is.
100%.
And God forbid the plumber
Chris already knows where I'm going
scoped it
with
all
it.
out. But the plumber is, when he leaves your house, is going to alert everyone he knows that the Gwynns have grout in their shower that they don't clean.
So,
yeah,
what did your boy do?
You cleaned it.
I got to clean it. Got the scrubs out. Got in the corners. Little soft scrub. There was some chemicals going in there too.
Did you have to? I mean, I was thinking about the walk up to the shower. Did you have to clean the hallways and the stairs too?
Not yet.
Surprised.
Not yet. We still got some
If
time.
she's listening right now, she may tell you to do that.
But I couldn't help, as I was scrubbing away, thinking about the outdoor furniture conversation we had.
What I would like to know from the young ladies out there in the audience, and we do have great ladies who listen.
Oh, Cole just said he heard that the Gwynns don't clean their showers.
Yeah, right. The plumber told him there's grout. I would explain to us why this is. Like, tell us what we don't get.
Wait, real quick before you get. I came in and I started to tell the story, and I took a look at Chris, and Chris was almost like mouthing the story before I had
because
even told it.
He's been married longer than you have, so he knows.
So yeah,
but what is the reason for this? Why are you so worried? Because we are certainly not. Why are you women so worried about what some plumber might think of your shower? First of all, he's not even looking at it. He's got his own job to do over here.
That would be something. They come in and assess the shower. Man, you guys.
Can you start fixing the toilet? Yes, after I assess the shower.
I don't know that I can actually get this work done. Your shower's got a little too much.
Somebody explain to us about what Tony's saying. His wife, my wife does the same. I'm sure almost everyone else's wife, same thing. House, we have to make. I told Skraby, he's been to my place not a handful of times, and every time he comes over, why Skraby's coming over? Yeah, can you go make the bed?
I'm going to go up to your bedroom.
Skraby's never been upstairs, nor is he likely to be.
And I don't need to go in your bedroom.
No, of course you don't.
I don't want to.
But just so you're aware, Skraby, every time you've ever been over, that bed upstairs has been made. So why? Somebody give us a good reason.
KG has my thoughts exactly about the plumber. Good God, look at how disgusting that shower is. Now, excuse me while I snake out this monster.
Right, yeah, the toilet's fine.
They deal with much dirtier things than a shower.
Yeah. I'm proud of myself because I did.
No, you just avoided you avoided a situation. You avoided a situation.
You really? I didn't. I was like, when I did ask, this was my response. I'll do it. Just where's the stuff?
Where's the stuff? It's easier. You're going to have to get the stuff anyway.
I'm not going to be able to do this.
All right. TJ responded. Honestly, some lady listening, get on the chat, please, and just give us at least some explanation in your mind as to why cleaning out the shower matters when the plumber's coming over to fix the toilet.
Right.
Because I don't even have a good answer to it.
Now, to be fair, he was going to go into the shower. He's got that's where the drain issue is happening.
All right. Well, that's still not fair.
Cole said I had to vacuum upstairs before the AC guy climbed in our attic and made a mess.
I had to do that one too.
The only thing that I can use to put myself in that situation is when we were little, my mom used to make us clean up before the cleaning person came to the house.
We've had that conversation on
I did it. I straightened up the house this morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I vacuuming when they're literally just going to vacuum?
Yeah, we don't have to vacuum, but Lori likes the house a little neat before the cleaning lady comes over. 100%. And which I answer the same thing you just said, which is why is she coming over
for
then?
years I used to argue this, and then I realized it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'm not going to win. We're gonna straighten up the house anyway.
One way or another. Either we're both going to do it and it could be kind of harmonious, or she's going to do it and be irritated the rest of the day.
Now, I just want an explanation for why the shower needs to be cleaned from a lady out there to explain. Because we don't get it.
Well, K-Laws, I don't believe is a woman, but they have a reasoning.
Okay.
It's because they're terrified of being judged, and the cleanliness of the home or lack thereof is always reflected back to the woman of the house instead of the man.
I have indeed been told those exact words.
All right.
Which is why I didn't ask why.
Oh, K-Laws is a woman. I'm sorry, K-Laws. I did not know. I know that you've been around for a very long time.
Thank you, K-Laws.
All right, so that's the explanation.
Giving us the real. And I've heard that explanation.
And I've also heard it, and I don't buy it. Because I have been to, what's her name, this young lady?
K-Laws.
All right, if I ever went to K-Law's house, she was nice enough to invite us over. I would not be poking around to see if the shower or anything else is dirty. And if I did happen to see a leftover toy from one of the kids poking out from underneath the couch,
right,
I would not think that K-Law is a messy person because of that.
Yeah.
But they think we would think that.
I don't know if they think we would think it. They definitely think it. They definitely think it themselves.
Yeah.
So
whenever I get into a marriage or something, I feel like I'm gonna learn the hard way.
You will.
Well, if you you would learn the easy way.
But I don't want. But there's something about it that I don't want to be told I have to clean before someone's coming in. So I have to make that.
You're gonna have to get.
Then guess what?
That crappy comment of. I'm gonna have to make that crappy comment of why are we doing this when they don't care.
It's not a crappy comment. It's just a comment that gets you nowhere.
Gets you nowhere. You're gonna realize after 30 some odd years, like I have, that it gets you nowhere.
I was the guy in college who used to go to places that was so dirty that I would leave because I did not want to be in that environment. I went into a bathroom one time. There was a cockroach on the floor.
You are a clean type of person, but you would not clean.
Right?
But you would not. You would not scrub the grout in your downstairs shower if I visited and was likely to use your toilet.
If it was gross, maybe. But
yeah, okay, but it'd have to be like bad.
It would be bad, but I will look through so much like what do they got going on over here?
You probably would.
I wouldn't go through anything.
All right, I got a question for you, Skraby. Before we go to break, you can think it over. Have you ever either done or thought about poking through somebody's medicine cabinet?
Don't answer. We'll answer on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris, Big Five coming.
Ben and Woods.
There's Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec Baseball tournament. It's the SDSU Baseball Alumni Tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Scrape. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
We are leading 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off the birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel, but he wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Scraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec Baseball Tournament. It's the SDSU Baseball Alumni Tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Scrape. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
We are leading 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off the birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel, but he wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Scraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you you can see I'm all Aztec out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Scrape. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot. We come back on Gwynn and Chris. Going till 6 o'clock. Skraby Chronicles from there. We got the Big Five, right? Coming up in this segment.
Correct.
Normally we do. Quick congrats to Fernando. Talk a little bit more about this in the happy hour, but Fernando Tatis Jr. officially named one of the finalists for the Gold Glove this year in right field.
No surprise there. He was phenomenal.
Pretty hard to not mention him here.
I feel comfortable saying he is going to
win it.
You guys literally just took the number 5 question out of the Big Five.
Oh,
well.
Right. He's so mad. He was working so
well,
hard.
Just figure another way around it.
We didn't.
I know what you say. Who's his closest competition? There, that could be your question now.
So
although the other finalists are Sal Frelick and Corbin Carroll, so there's your answer to that one.
He thinks it's so funny too.
It was right there.
He thinks it's so funny.
And you could always ask which Padre got snubbed, because no other Padre is a finalist.
I don't really think anybody else got snubbed.
Well, I do.
We know you do.
We'll find
Manny
out.
Machado had too many errors.
Find out in a moment with the Big Five once we get to traffic and Skraby writes another question.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Got a few things going on here, guys. Southbound 163 at the 5 connector ramp. We have reports of a crash over to the right shoulder. Several vehicles involved. Also, southbound 5, we had an accident near 28th Street. We still have this accident near the border, though, South 5, Camino de la Plaza. It's all been cleared over to the left shoulder. And on the 78 westbound near Rancho Villa Road in the Ramona area, there's an accident being cleared out of lanes. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Big Five is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. All right. I'm going to get into the first question.
Number 5.
I was going to come up with an annoying question, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
He's so bad at this.
No, it's fine. I'm over it now. Worst things have happened to me in life, okay?
What was that?
Worst things have happened to me in life.
You want to try to ask me something embarrassing? Is that what you're after?
No, nothing embarrassing.
Okay.
Fernando Tatis Jr., I don't know if you guys heard, but he was one of 3 candidates for the Gold Glove in right field alongside Corbin Carroll.
The decision will be rendered and
Frelick.
announced by Carl Sheffers a couple of weeks.
Chris?
Yeah.
Does he deserve to win the right field Gold Glove?
Of course.
And then, which Padre got snubbed? Because that's what Chris really wants to answer.
Although Sal Frelick may have closed the gap with that crazy play in center field. Yeah, Fernando's going to win it. I don't think there's any argument. And you're going to ask who I think is snubbed, and I think somebody is. And I can't say Manny because that doesn't sound right. I mean, you lead the league in errors. You're not going to get the Gold Glove no matter how brilliant you are. But I think Jose Iglesias is a snub. They do have a utility category. Rojas, Dodgers, Javier Sanoja, Marlins, Jared Triolo, Pirates. Can't say I've scouted all those guys, but can't say that any of them could possibly be a better fielder than Iglesias. So I'd say that might be a snub.
Did he play in I don't know the qualifications.
That's
for the utility?
That's my only thing is maybe he ended up short. Because otherwise, based on those names you gave,
He's
I mean,
incredible.
outside of maybe Mickey Rojas who can pick it,
yeah,
other ones are just
they're just guys.
Yeah, I mean, most of the guys didn't play. They were injured for the Padres. I mean, Fernando was really
Rojas
the only one who was in
at
there.
one point too.
Yeah, so you got left field was up in the air for a little bit. Xander was hurt. Manny
defensively,
airs.
Defensively,
we were a good team defense, right?
Yeah.
But just not necessarily an individual.
We know
Iglesias, by the way, Iglesias had 300 at bats. That had enough to qualify.
That would seem like it.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my snub.
Yes, this is a no-brainer.
I
started feeling like Fernando had already won it in like July.
What, his third?
He had already robbed homers. He had thrown a bunch of people out. He just looked. He just looked better. He looked good this year.
He did. He looked healthy.
He looked healthy this year.
Started it in the first one I remember was that Rockies game, right? The second weekend of the year. 2 outs in the 9th inning.
That's right.
Leaped up against the fence like a spider. Took it away. I think it was from Chris Bryant. Would have been the only hit Chris Bryant got all year, probably, before he got hurt.
You know, we saw some good catches out there. Jack Caglione had a really nice catch out there.
Oh, that's right.
But then he disappeared to AAA after that. All right.
Big leagues is tough.
Yeah, I guess so. The Dodgers are trying to figure out why rookie reliever Roki Sasaki's fastball velocity dropped 1.5 miles an hour in his relief outing in NLCS Game 1. Monday night was rough for Sasaki as he endured his worst outing coming out of the bullpen. He had a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th, and he allowed a double, 2 walks, and a sac fly. Then was given to Blake Trinan to close things out. Dave Roberts spoke on the shift in velocity he saw from Roki Sasaki. He said, "We've identified that. I don't know the answer. We'll see how today goes, but it's one of those things that we're still in sort of uncharted territory with him. We're still gathering information, and he's doing everything he can to stay ready and be productive, blah, 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 blah," end quote. Tony, how worried should the Dodgers be about his velocity issues?
Worried
is this something they're going to deal with all the time?
I think they should be worried for the time being that it's happening right now. It's they're a couple wins away from a World Series. Sure, you'd like to have that arm. So, and from that standpoint, yes. Long term, I doubt it. Dude, I mean, he's went from being a starter to you ask him to throw out of the bullpen, which I'm almost positive he hadn't done a ton of, especially at the big league level.
In the playoffs.
And listen, you can intensity your way through maybe a couple of them, but at some point, your body starts to feel that. And so maybe he's just reacting to the kind of attrition he's taken on after really not doing much of anything for most of the season.
They need to work on him in his cry face because it happens quite often.
He has, first of all, my wife pointed this out. He has immaculate skin. So whenever he,
I'm sure she did, Tony.
Whenever he makes a face, you can see it. Like he has nothing blocking your sights at all. He does look like he's about to cry a lot of times.
He does. Chris, how worried do you think the Dodgers should be over this velocity drop?
0. The reason I say that is, first of all, it wasn't his best outing. But exactly 1 ball was hit.
Right. It was not a good outing due to him really not throwing strikes.
Yes, he didn't throw strikes. I mean, the guy hit a double over the center fielder's head. It's the only hit I remember in that inning. Secondly, isn't it just natural? I mean,
yes.
I would think Usain Bolt's not a good example because he didn't run long enough distance. But I would think even a world-class miler comes up a couple seconds short once in a while in a training run. You just feel different every day, don't you?
100%.
So this seems pretty normal to me. I don't think there's much really to worry about.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
he asked every team to fix his fastball when he was interviewing.
And it's been
they
fixed.
fixed it. He's throwing like 100.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I'm sorry. He's throwing 98.5.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Number 3.
This is not a question for me, guys. I'm already putting Rashee Rice into my fantasy football lineup, but this is for everybody else with Rashee Rice. It's been written that the Chiefs are not going to be easing him back into action. He's going to be allocating, this is the quote, they will be allocating a heavy workload for him as soon as possible. Rice has been in the building for weeks, had an excellent training camp, and is in peak physical shape. A team source says Rice will be full bore this week as he gets back onto the practice field, end quote. Chris, would you immediately start Rashee Rice this weekend or give it a game? In fantasy football.
If I was his fantasy owner?
Yes.
Question does not apply to me. I absolutely refuse to own somebody with the moral character of Rashee Rice. And I think anyone who does own him in fantasy football should check themselves in the mirror.
He's talking to me. He's talking to me. He's talking to me.
He's talking
to me. I just replaced my wide receiver with Rashee Rice, and I'm fine with it.
Although I will say my wife, of all people, last week started Kareem Hunt because she needed somebody.
Yeah.
So, she's got to,
y'all ain't going to have a team if y'all going by these rules.
Well, that's true, too. That's true, too.
Tony, would you put Rashee Rice in your lineup, fantasy football, this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Playing the Raiders.
Yes.
And Patrick Mahomes has finally, turned it around
Give
for
me
the
some
season.
points.
All
Give me
right.
some points.
Okay.
Number 2.
Former New York Jets center Nick Mangold announced on Tuesday that he is in need of a kidney transplant and asked the New York Jets and Ohio State communities for help in finding him a donor. He was diagnosed in 2006 with a genetic defect that has led to chronic kidney disease. Quote, after a rough summer, I'm undergoing dialysis as we look for a kidney transplant. I always knew this day would come, but I thought I would have more time. So very sad story. I don't want to ask the question I really want to ask, which is it weird to ask fans for a kidney? But he's just trying to live, so I understand that. Tony, would you donate your kidney to a random person? It happens.
I mean, it would depend. I think the answer is no right now because of my children.
What if they need it?
If I was maybe solo and I didn't have responsibilities, I would think differently about this. But
so basically, you're in my situation with no kids, putting the heat.
No,
on me.
but you got but you got a wife though. I'm saying if I was
basically it's me.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And no, the answer is no. No one wants my kidney to begin with. I've done too much damage
your
to
kidney
it.
might be a little exceptional.
Well, first of all, it has to be a perfect match.
Right.
So
It does,
your
and
wife probably doesn't really enter into it. Your family certainly probably would because it might be more likely to be a match. I don't think I would do it though. It just doesn't seem like something. Would I get the great feeling of knowing I saved somebody? I
think
imagine
so.
I would. I will say this. I was a little closer to this than ever before because a friend of ours does need a kidney. And finally, I did find a match after like 2 years of dialysis. And from what I understand, dialysis is like every other day
it's
for like
time-consuming.
ever.
Yeah.
So, I think if I'd have to know the person though, I think, and see their struggle a little. I hate to tell you.
I was watching a show on Netflix and it was kind of about donations and stuff, and there was a guy who heard a story on the news of a kid who needed an adult who needed a kidney, and he did not know this person, and he was the match. It was a rare thing, and he ended up giving his kidney to this random person, and they're like best friends now, and
That's
they hang out
fantastic.
all the time.
That is really a great story. There's other people who donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to causes that I wouldn't donate to. Not that I wouldn't kind of think it's a nice thing to do, but
it's
I'm
very
being pretty honest here.
very intense
unfortunately.
thing. It's a very intense thing to decide to.
It's typically not a question that you're having to answer under the clock here.
There was
you
a
get some
funny
time-
one.
You get some time to think about it.
It's a great
usually.
Curb Your Enthusiasm where both Larry and Jeff are asked to donate a kidney to Richard Klein.
Oh, yes.
And neither of them want to do it. And so they get to the front room.
They're going through the motions.
They're going through the motions of, I don't want to do it. And what's his name? the guy I can't remember their friend, but he organizes a game of Rochambeau to see who's going to have to donate the kidney, and of course Susie walks in and goes, "What are you guys doing?" And we're Rochambeauing to see who has to deal with kidney. He's not donating a kidney. Talking about her husband, and of course she starts with the language.
That's
classic
pretty funny.
moment.
Number 1.
All right, I'm going to skip my number 1 question I had in there. Patrick Mahomes is now the top vote getter for MVP in the NFL. Who cares? Chris asked me a question before we went.
Wait, he is?
Yes.
He's ahead of Baker Mayfield right now?
He's ahead of Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen.
Voted by who? I mean,
Bet
for what?
MGM odds.
Oh, the odds.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
I
that's
get
different.
that.
Yeah, no, it's not
I
like
get that.
it's not like
No, I get that because he's Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I get that.
and you can get some good odds on him right now. My question is, Chris asked before we went to break, have I ever looked through someone's medicine cabinet?
Yes.
And
Yes,
when I've been
yes,
in their
I
bathroom,
did.
so I'm going to turn around to you guys in a second, but I'll answer first. And this is a very honest answer. Ever since I stopped drinking December 5th, 2016, ever since then, I have not gone through anybody's cabinet.
That means before.
But I
then
will
you
not
did.
lie. I used to go and look through people's cabinet to see if there's anything that I could sneak from their
Get high
cabinet.
on.
Yeah, basically. It's not good. I'm not proud of it, but it did happen, and I don't do it
Your
anymore.
addiction caused it in a lot.
My
of ways.
addiction
It
did,
wasn't
and
you,
I
right.
knew some of the friends that had some stuff, and so I'd be like, "Hey,
Did
give me
anybody
that."
ever ask you? Hey.
Well, because I wasn't
happened to
taking
go
full
through?
bottles or anything. I
Oh,
was
you
taking
just
like
snuck
1 or 2
pills.
pills.
Well, what a good
You were
guy you are.
sneaky.
What a nice
And
guy
I've
you
been like,
are.
"Dang it! Why didn't I steal the entire bottle?"
What a pleasant.
Now I gotta make my way back over to their house and
I gotta
act
go
like
with
I
another
care about
lie,
them.
right.
What a pleasant criminal you were.
What do you think? What a pleasant criminal you were.
Only going to take a couple. I
Cri-
could
or-
take the whole bottle, but I'm not going to.
No, I've never.
You've never done that?
I can barely even open my own medicine cabinet, so no, I'm not.
You
done.
can barely open.
You know
your
what I
own?
mean? I don't even know what's in our own medicine cabinet up there, unless I'm sent to grab a Tylenol, which is actually quite often.
Really?
Enough. All right. Yeah. No, I've never done that.
It's pretty terrible.
I'll tell you one thing. I shouldn't admit this on the radio. I'd be an easy person to steal from in the sense that I don't protect against being stolen from.
Hey, I almost want to dump that just
Yeah,
for
I
your
know.
own safety.
You're
I
a
know.
perfect person to steal
Yeah.
from. he said.
Hey, you guys know that if you want to steal something, come to my house.
Basically what he said.
No, I mean it's locked. I locked the door, but I don't go beyond all of that stuff. I
Yeah.
just never stole stuff. I always feel people that are locking every single thing are people that are
Stealers
capable
in
of
recovery.
stealing, and they're like, and I'm like, why are you locking that up? Well, I'd steal it if it was available.
Yeah,
That type
most
of
of the
thing.
reason I do things is because I know that I've known people to do things in the past, like lock everything.
Yeah, I trust too many people on that.
I
and
mean,
that's
I had a
probably
guy-
not smart. I get it.
And this is nothing I ever did, but I remember in rehab, there was a guy telling a story about how he used to go through people's mail to find their checks. Like, people get crazy when they want their drugs and alcohol.
I mean, Lori sends me to work to use the shredder for all of our bills and stuff.
I
And I'm
thought you
like,
were going to say bathroom.
no, the shredder. And I'm like, why are we even shred? Is really somebody going to look through
Yes.
our trash? And you say yes. So
Identity theft is a massive thing, and it's a huge problem. All right, when we get back, more on Mike Shildt and the rest of the news of the day on 97.3
San
The Fan.
Diego's my city.
Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. News of the day. How should we put this? Mike Shildt and staff not seeing eye to eye. Maybe last year, according to 20 sources. that's
Probably a little better than a maybe, but yeah.
You know what? Someone texted me that we didn't talk about earlier about this article is that the sources, there's no quotes from the sources.
Normally there are not.
Well, that's
no, but I've heard anonymous source said, quote,
there was no sources.
Let me go look through there. Chris, can you fix your camera, please?
I do know
Goodness, my
that
camera.
There have been quotes in past articles that Kevin has written like this. But he also said most of the people spoke on condition of anonymity.
Yes.
Because they were not authorized to speak on said situation. And so probably for that reason, there's no quotes. But he certainly.
Yeah,
I would find it hard to believe that Kevin was at the house just kind of coming up with this on his own.
I also don't think there's too many coaches or personnel that want to be the one that sounds like
they Ratatouille.
He was yelling at me.
That they're Ratatouille on that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
not a good look.
It's not. It's not.
So there you go.
It's yeah. No. It's a very interesting situation. How much does this help?
Help what?
Padres.
Help nobody.
It doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't do. Does it help them get better in any way?
But at the same time, that's not Kevin's job. His job is to report.
I'm not. Let's put this. This isn't a conversation about Kevin writing these stories.
All right.
I'm just saying, moving forward, how can this?
Oh, it doesn't mean anything.
Can this help? No,
it doesn't mean anything. And as I think of, pretty deeply diagnosed here. It's something that, Mike Shildt, I think himself, you can almost tell in his commentary, would like to have done better. But at the same time, it's part of the necessary world of that professional sports is in.
I think I
don't think there's too many head NFL coaches that don't duck their head in once in a while and go, can we please get the quarterback protected in here? Type of thing. 100%. I mean, it's just part of what the game. This is what happens a lot.
I don't know that there is any perfect kind of relationship between coach or head coach, as assistant coaches or coaches under them. It's kind of a work in progress the entire time.
I think it is. I think this is normal.
By the way, this is only a 2-year relationship, right? In terms of how this goes on. It was, and it got to the point, apparently, as we've kind of surmised in terms of Mike Shildt, that he had grown weary of not only the regular kind of demands that come with it, but also you have to assume some of this as well. He said he was aware of some of the
Discord.
Discord is the word he
used the word Discord. Yeah.
So he clearly knew some of it was there.
Here's the part where I'm seeing it, and you're right. I mean, there's not usually quotes, but nearly 20 sources, 12 of them who work with Shildt on a daily basis, have in recent months characterized Shildt as unyieldingly demanding of his coaching staff. So basically what I'm saying is there's not one quote in here being like he was hard to work with, said an anonymous source. And I'm not saying that Kevin AC made it up. I'm just saying, is this because Mike Shildt left? Or is this because people want to? I don't think you
should. I honestly don't think you should. If you're a reporter worth your salt, I think you should get the information that he got on the condition and anonymity. But I don't think you should be quoting anybody anonymously. I think that's a cheap shot on both sides, because then the person's saying something without having to stand behind it. And I think, without quotes, the point is made that some people didn't like the way Mike Shildt dealt with them.
As an adjective, not giving way to pressure, hard or solid, of a person or their behavior, unlikely to be swayed, resolute, is the definition of unyielding.
Okay, well, that goes along with some of the reports that maybe he wasn't as open to criticism from other coaches, which I do think is an issue. I do. You have to be.
I don't know that it's criticism from other coaches. Maybe other ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They were trying to do it a different way, maybe, and he didn't want to relent on how he thought the team should be built and run, which I don't think is necessarily good quality because you brought those people in there for a reason.
It may not be a good quality, but at the end of the day, who is the manager? You know, who it has to be, or at least it has always been. At the end of the day, when you empower your manager, it's going to fall at his feet anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, true. I mean, they're the ones to answer.
That doesn't, to me, excuse what it seems like was felt as disrespect on the coach's side of things. But ultimately, that's kind of his job at the end of the day. They did give him the managerial
He's
spot.
responsible for everything that happens there. And if you're going to help him, I think you have to expect some of this, that he's going to be demanding. But I don't think you have to accept all of it. Right. And it sounds like they didn't. And the word is out. And Mike Shildt has acknowledged that it happened. And he's acknowledged that he probably could have done better. And that there was some discord. And that is one of the things that eats at him when he sits back and looks at the job he had. And the eating at him has to do with the fact that he couldn't please people, because that is something that he really wanted to accomplish.
He said at the end of the article, never say never in terms of managing, but that's not, you could just read in between the lines that if he gets back into baseball, it won't be from that spot. And it may be because he doesn't feel like he should change from that spot. And so therefore, if he can't, make, as he said, everybody happy, he'll just do something else that doesn't require that.
The game's not going to change for him, so he needed to remove himself from the game.
That's what it seemed. That's what the conclusion that he came to is that it wasn't. I take from this that he wasn't going to change what he thought were the ideal expectations from his standpoint. And so if that's going to be the case, he seemed like he was ready to walk away. It didn't seem like it. He walked away from $4 million, by the way.
But the Padres
either that or they fired him and they sent him $4 million secretly.
They give him a bunch of pennies or something, so no one knew.
Depends on who you want to listen to.
I get people that send me tweets from reporters, and it's like, well, why didn't you guys talk about this?
Have we not talked about anything today?
No, it's more of other people saying that they know from people that he was actually fired.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
No one.
The proof that he wasn't
I don't care
fired.
Who's telling you that either? No one actually knows.
The proof to me that he wasn't fired is because he turned down $4 million.
I mean, that was Kevin's words. He said he walked away from. No one has the exact number, but from people he's talked to, $4 million. At least they said $4 million. So
no, he didn't. He was fired. Read my tweet. I have nothing to support it.
You know what's sad, Chris, is your tweet with nothing to support it is going to be the more popular tweet than you telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah. Oh, no question.
What do you think? Who do you think the candidates are?
Oh, I have a list. I mean, we got all the names right now: AJ Ellis, Brian Esposito, Mark Loretta, Ruben Niebla, Scott Service, external options, Rocco Baldelli. Ryan Flaherty is one I've heard come up a couple times.
So, that's according to the article. Or was it Jeff Sanders?
It was Jeff Sanders, yeah.
According to Jeff Sanders, an AJ Preller favorite.
Yes, he did say that. Albert Pujols and David Ross. Plus,
I just saw Albert Pujols' name. The Orioles are very interested to Albert Pujols.
Yes, but you know what? If somebody says to somebody in an aside over the next 3 weeks, yeah, we'd be interested in Albert Pujols, put it in a headline.
100%.
The Orioles are interested in Albert Pujols. Of course they are.
Yes.
Everybody, Padres are interested in him too, but they, doesn't mean they have to talk to him.
And then it'll be his name has been connected with the Oriole job.
I've also seen earlier today, the Athletic put out an article saying that the Padres gave permission to the Twins to interview someone on their coaching staff.
The shredder, Nick Punto.
I heard it was Piranha.
Piranha.
It says former Piranha. His nickname.
Well, that might have been another. He's been in the league for a long time, so he might have had multiple. He was definitely the shredder when they were ripping off jerseys. That's how the whole thing started. Walk-off win. You come in and they just rip off your uni. I'm sure the clubbies hate it because they got to get all those buttons off the field, all that. But yeah,
well, and Mike Shildt yelling,
take my shirt off.
Mike Shildt yelling at the club. He's hurry up and get those buttons off the field.
Yeah, before I come out there and I do it better than you did,
and then bring them all back to my office,
and then you're gonna have to sew them back on in front of me.
In terms of Nick, good baseball guy, love that guy.
Well, if someone else wants to interview him, shouldn't the Padres interview him just to see what he's got? He's already in the system.
They should interview everybody they can possibly interview. Then go from there.
I don't have I don't know how anybody could have a leader in the pack of who.
Oh, yeah.
Padres have gone a number of different ways. It seems like every one of these managerial hires.
Bob Melvin was completely out of
the blue.
Mike
Right?
Shildt was a little bit more predictable.
Jace Tingler out of the blue. So like, I don't know that you can just. I mean, Mike Shildt was probably the one closest to obvious, but it wasn't like it was a guarantee. That was a long time in the making. So I don't know how anybody could say, "Oh, this guy is the favorite to win get this job." I don't know who that is.
Just everybody brace yourself out there.
Yeah.
If you thought there was some questionable reporting as to whether or not Mike Shildt was fired or retired, they haven't even scratched the surface of the bad reporting you're going to get over the next month.
Who's going to be
to who's going to be the new manager?
Oh, they're going to toss Chum into the water
every time.
Let's get to break. Where are we going next?
Oh, I have something.
What do you have so I can tease it?
We have the Gold Glove nominees that we have not talked about.
Well, we talked about one of them.
Yeah, we've talked about Fernando. Yeah, all of them because Big Dumper
not in there.
Got the platinum glove last year.
He didn't. Did he get it last year? Yeah, he and Terang.
He fell off this year apparently.
Apparently, he's too busy hitting 60 home runs,
and that's why he's not going to win MVP.
Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the 855.
Chris, Ello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chris Ello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second #1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh, yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe. Championship Series underway. Blue Jays failed to score in the top of the first. Mariners batting. More importantly, Jacksonville State 21-0 over Delaware. At least somebody in the state of Florida can play football. By the way, that's not fair. The Buccaneers are right now, guys, the #1 rated team in the ESPN Power Rankings. Do you ascribe to that, Tony?
I'm not mad at that. I think they deserve to be at the top spot, the way Baker's playing.
It's interesting because they are #1, and this week they play the Lions, and the Lions are favored by 5.5 points, which I think underscores the point that most people still think the Lions are better than the Buccaneers.
I would agree with that still.
Yeah. And also the Buccaneers are going to be, they talked about it today a little bit. Egbuka, unlikely to return. They're hoping maybe Mike Evans can practice later in the week, but Tampa Bay is going to be down potentially all three basically of their receivers, plus their starting running back.
The Panthers got a little bit of a conundrum this year. This week. Hubbard returns. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard. I think it's just Chuba.
It's Chuba.
But, yeah.
Chuba returns back
when you say Chuba Hubbard, I think of Hubba Jubba.
Oh,
the old umpire.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were talking about gum. Hubba
No,
Bubba.
I knew Tony would know who I meant.
That's a throwback, man.
That's a throwback. Old umpire and the old local umpire.
Yeah, he used to come
Bob
in.
Moss was his real name. Heavy set umpire, and he'd come out on the field. Hubba Jubba.
He'd come out. And
anybody who's played baseball locally knows what I mean.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hubbard returns. You've had my man going off the last 2 weeks. Dowdell told the Cowboy.
Dowdle.
Sorry.
Is it Dowdle? Rico Dowdle?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Rico Dowdle.
Right.
I've never heard Dowdell. Maybe I'm wrong,
I think
though.
you're right. It's Dowdle. He told.
I did tell you guys it was
yes, you
Devonta Smith instead
yeah, I
of
was
Devontae.
convinced for like a year that it was
we still get
Devonta.
it wrong.
So you can't trust me.
So yeah, they got to figure out who's going to get the touches. As well, I also thought it was funny in more NFL news. Mr. Pickens, wide receiver for Cowboys.
Jorge Pickens.
Jorge Pickens.
According to this, Dowdell, DOW capitalized /DIL. Dowdle. Yeah, you're right.
I tried to get
to fit my narrative. Yeah. Dowdle.
You're fitting right into 2025.
Yeah.
Very well.
Right.
Pickens, Jorge, as you mentioned, non-committal on his future with the Cowboys. I think he's learned a little something from Mr. Pearson.
Mr. Who?
Micah?
Oh, Parsons.
Did I say Pearson?
Yeah.
Did I say Parsons? Yes.
Yeah, he knows that he doesn't want to say anything.
No.
He
Keep it close to the vest.
I think he's very good.
Pickens
He is good.
Yeah.
He's
volatile, but he's good.
Playing great.
Volatile's a great word.
He'll lose it all of a sudden. But
he's a shiny object. Dolphins should be along with a $20 million offer anytime now.
Okay, so where are we going? We're going to do something here.
Gold Glove
yeah.
nominations.
Let's get where you got on these Gold Glove nominations? Who are the players?
All right, where do we want to start? We already did right field.
Let's just do the outfield. We got the whole outfield, didn't we?
We just got right field.
But didn't we also say that Sal Frelick? Oh,
He
these
was
are
right
all
field.
right field guys.
All right fielders,
okay, give us center field.
Okay, center field is not Jackson Merrill. It's PCA, Victor Scott of the Cardinals, and then Jacob Young of the Nationals for the National League.
I could all three of those guys.
PCA is going to win.
Center field?
He's got the brand name.
Yeah, I don't know that it matters anymore in Gold Gloves. It used to matter.
I can't think of. I mean, these are coaches that vote, aren't they, or players?
I'm not sure on the Gold Glove.
He had a plus 21 outs above average, was second overall in baseball to Bobby Witt Jr. PCA.
PCA cannot get the award after that one play in St. Louis. I hold a grudge. A stupidity grudge.
I did think on the Jackson Merrill tip, I thought he was better defensively this year than he was last year.
Probably.
And that was
play.
Yeah, he didn't get to play as much for sure, but I saw an improved Jackson Merrill defensively in center field, and I only think that's going to keep getting better. He'll be in there. Give him another. I think this next year could be the year he gets on that list.
Left field. Unfortunately, Gavin Sheets is not on this list. He did run into a wall this year.
He did. He also got better.
He did get way better. Way better. Oh, we got something happening.
Oh, Julio.
Oh, I was hoping it was Jorge Polanco so much.
He's still going to hit.
2-run home run for Julio Rodriguez here early. Bottom of the first. There you go. Mariners are just crushing. Left field, Ian Happ of the Cubs, Tommy Pham of the Pirates, and Kyle Stowers of the Marlins.
Happy to see Tommy Pham in there. I don't recall him ever being thought of as a great defender, honestly.
Certainly. Who was the first one? Ian Happ?
Ian Happ, yep.
Neither nor Ian Happ. Wow. Neither of them have ever been known for that I know of.
I see the games I've watched Ian play left.
He does not look like a Gold Glove type
Comfortable guy.
outfielder. But he also playing in Wrigley, which is not an easy place to play the outfield. Who we got in the infield? First base.
First base, we got Bryce Harper. This is a stacked one. Bryce Harper, Matt Olson, Spencer Steer.
Man, didn't see any of those three either as defensive stalwarts. Give me the second base.
Xavier Edwards of the Marlins.
Yep, he can play.
Former Padre. Nico Horner.
He can play.
Of the Cubs, and then Bryce Turang of the Brewers.
It's probably the favorite. He was the Platinum Gold winner last year.
Nico's a good infielder as well. Shortstop.
Nick Allen of the Braves, I believe local guy.
Local Francis Parker.
Ah. Mookie.
Wow.
Mason Wynn.
Mason's really good.
Good for Mookie, though, to get to that
How about
recognition.
That,
I mean,
I think
bad for us, but good for Mookie.
I mean, just think about, we talked about it a little bit last year and it didn't go as well, but this guy moves from, most time they move you from the infield to the outfield. They moved him from the outfield to the infield, and he is, in his second year there, is going to have a chance to win a Gold Glove.
Third base is Ke'Bryan Hayes of the Pirates and the Reds, Ryan McMahon of the Rocks, and then Matt Shaw of the Cubs. Catcher.
Hang on a second. I mean, come on. How can you just go past this?
I mean, Manny made the most. Manny had a bunch of air. I knew.
He tried to slide the catcher real fast. I don't know that it's so much about
It doesn't matter how
Manny.
many errors he made. It does, and I know he's not going to win the award. But you're sliding past us like Matt Shaw. You would trust him with a ground ball over Manny Machado, and I
never said anything.
I don't think anybody really truly would.
I think that's the thing that kind of caught me. You said Ke'Bryan Hayes has been there before, so I get that.
So is McMahon, even though he's not in the league. He's in the American now. I don't know. It just bothers me.
Shaw, huh?
Did he play the full season at third base?
Has Matt Shaw ever thrown anybody out from the steps of the Cub dugout on the third base foul line?
I don't think he has.
I'm not sure, Chris. I'm not sure.
I move on.
Catcher
Go
Patrick
ahead.
Bailey of the Giants, Carson Kelly of the Cubs, Luis Torrens of the Mets.
Luis
Torrens, a backup.
Go ahead, Luis.
He's a backup.
Are we really underwhelmed with these?
I'm kind of underwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand it. Backing up, he's not even a starter. I mean, he started maybe half the season while Alvarez was in the minors.
That's true. He did go to Syracuse.
There may not be the guys that played every day anybody that was good enough.
Wow.
Defense. See, in the past,
I would have chosen Freddie Fermin over that. Honestly,
in the past, if that's the case, Freddie's probably on the American League side. You know, if McMahon is still on the National League side,
he's not.
So he just wasn't good enough. Who are the catchers in the American League?
Catchers in the American League: Dylan Dingler, my favorite from the Tigers; Alejandro Kirk, Tijuana, and then Carlos Narvaez. Yes, Narvaez.
Yes. Easy for you to say.
All right, I'm just going to go through these quick. First base in the American League, Ty France.
Aztec for life.
It'd be nice to see him on the field just once.
You know what's kind of funny is that the
Jays.
Blue Jays have two first basemen that are up for it because Ty got traded from the Twins to the Blue Jays. Vlad Jr. is also in the first baseman.
Oh, and that's why Ty's not playing.
I don't know where he's going to play, bro.
Carlos Santana is with the Guardians. Second base, Andres Jimenez.
He's good.
Jimenez. Luis Rengifo.
He's good.
Marcus Simeon.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jimenez is playing shortstop in the playoffs because Bichette is out.
No, Jimenez is with Toronto.
No, he's with Toronto.
Wow, I forgot he's not with Guardians anymore. That's right.
Shortstop of the American League, Corey Seager, Taylor Walls, Bobby Witt Jr.
And Bobby was winning that.
Third base, Ernie Clement, Michael Garcia, Jose Ramirez. Left field, Stephen Kwan, Wyatt Langford, Tyler Soderstrom. Center field, Kyle Isbell, Cedon Rafaela, Julio Rodriguez. Right field, Wilyer Abreu, who I believe won the Platinum Glove last year.
No, it was Cal Raleigh.
Oh, they only give one, but he won the Gold Glove last year.
Yeah.
Is it Adelise Garcia? I always get his first name wrong. Cam Smith, and then pitcher Jacob DeGrom, Max Fried.
You got me tripping now. Is it Adelise or Adalis? It's Adalis, right?
Adelise.
Luis Severino. I'm just gonna keep going.
Dowdell.
Ernie Clement. Ernie Clement was up for the third base, and he's up for the utility position. Plus Mauricio Dubon and Daniel.
Wasn't that Hassan a couple years ago? Shortstop.
Oh
and
yeah,
utility.
Daniel Schneeman, who I believe is from around here.
Another local guy, Bonita Vista.
Did we miss any
Got
in the
some San
National
Diego
League?
flavor in there.
Oh, we did. We missed the pitchers, which would be Matthew Boyd, David Peterson, Logan Webb.
Good news from ESPN. Arizona State pregame, postgame analyst Sam Levitt probable for Saturday night
Oh, good.
at the quarterback position.
How could
Wait,
we?
what is happening?
Sam Levitt is the name of the quarterback at Arizona State. He's probable for
wait,
Saturday
what?
night's game.
And Sam said that he would get a jersey, but it's spelled different than his last name, so he doesn't want to anymore.
I can see that.
All right, that's it.
Too bad there's not like 50 more of those Gold Glove candidates to read off. I was really starting to enjoy that.
Is it me? No, it's you.
I don't know.
It's you.
Huh?
It's you.
Oh.
What is
Coming up
happening?
next.
What is happening?
We finish up a rip roaring show on Gwynn and Chris.
Coming up on
It
Thursday.
has to do with average temperatures in the year 2024. And this is the average temperature, high, maximum per day, minimum per day. It is going to be your job today to find the 25 states whose average temperature is under 55 degrees. California's at 60. You're looking for anything under 55. I'm not going to let you go first. I'm going to give Tony first.
Let's start with Montana.
That is correct.
Montana.
Montana's the fourth coldest state in the U.S., 44.5 degrees average temperature. All right, Skraby, that leaves a really obvious one for you. I gave Tony first, but he didn't take it. So you
I
can.
don't know that these are that obvious to any of us.
All right,
Chris.
Well, I think one is obvious.
Alaska,
I think. Thought Alaska was pretty obvious. 27.8 degrees average temperature in Alaska. 16 degrees colder than any other state. Tony's up.
Washington, the state.
State of Washington is on the list at 48.4. So Tony takes a 2-1 lead. Skraby, give me a cold state.
Maine.
Tony, you're up 2-2.
How about Idaho?
Idaho's pretty cold. Cold enough at 45.5, seventh coldest in the U.S.
Well, it's my favorite state to say. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious. Same as Idaho. Minnesota, 45.5, Tony.
How about North Dakota?
North Dakota, there
North
you
Dakota.
go. You found it, number 2, 43.7 there.
I'll take the lesser known Dakota. The
South Dakota.
I think it's the more known Dakota.
Yeah, I would think it's more. Tony, you are up in a 4-4 tie with no strikes yet.
How about Oregon?
Oregon, believe it or not, Oregon's cold enough to make the list. Tony's 5, Skraby's 4.
Never been here, but I knew someone from here and said it's very cold. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire's cold. Tony.
How about Vermont?
Vermont's cold, and it's right next to New Hampshire, so that was good. 46.3. Tony goes up 6-5.
How about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in there. Just below. Tony, you're up.
We're going to move to Wisconsin's neighbor. How about a little Illinois?
Oh.
How about a little Illinois? Little Illinois didn't make it. You can get your first lead of the day here.
A state that I've been to, a state that has beautiful scenery, Wyoming.
That's number 3, Wyoming, 44.3. I can definitely second that.
Laramie is like the
notion, having been there every year to Laramie. It's cold. Tony.
Iowa.
Iowa.
That's a great one.
Is it?
Has to be on there.
51.5. Iowa just snuck in there.
I'm going to bank on the part of the state that's not attached to the paw is cold. Michigan.
Michigan is a winner. Very good. The Upper Peninsula you're referring to.
The pod.
How about Utah?
Utah, Salt Lake City and company. Yep,
Park
it's
City.
cold there. 51.2. That is correct. Tony hits it. 8-8. The only difference is Tony's got a strike.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
New York for Chris.
It does get cold there in New York. 49 degrees average temperature in New York is Tony.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
What about Ohio?
You ready to come up with an answer, Skraby?
Ohio.
Too hot.
I
Too
know.
hot.
I was thinking that because it's next to Illinois, but I live
Too
there
hot.
and it snowed.
Is that what you want, Ohio?
Yeah.
54.9.
Oh!
It's the last one on there. Skraby goes up 10-9.
How about a little Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
frigid old Pennsylvania.
Frigid old Pennsylvania.
Home of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and cold enough at 52.1 to make the list.
Pennsylvania, baby.
10-10.
Massachusetts?
It has not been said. Doesn't mean it's correct, but it is 51.2. Skraby hits a bell. Massachusetts, 11-10. Tony, you're up.
Oh, man, this is hard.
There are 4 left.
Cold. How about Indiana?
Oh.
Indiana. No, Tony. It's a strike. 55.2. Indiana just over by 0.2.
Some of the coldest spots in the country are in the plains. Nebraska.
Yeah.
Lincoln. That's all I got on Nebraska.
Skraby's doing okay. That's correct.
Wow!
52 degrees.
Colorado.
Skraby for the win.
One of the most forgotten places in the United States
is
Rhode Island.
And it is correct.
Yes! Sorry, that was a lot. Does that mean I win?
Game is over.
Game is over!
That was a stupid game.
I didn't think you'd like it since it didn't win it.
Those are my shoes on the glass.
Sound like you're playing basketball over there. Sounds like shoes squeaking on the floor.
Lack of rhythm is what that's called.
I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Did you say SIG?
Seg.
Yeah. I don't know. Got me thinking about having a dart. I don't think I'm honestly trying to think, did I ever even have a dart? It's been
I've had
decades.
too many darts.
Never
in my
had
life.
a dart.
You never had one dart.
You're a former professional
Had some
athlete.
tobacco.
I was going to say parents out of the
Plain
house.
tobacco.
My parents both, my dad and stepmom were heavy dart. So there was a ton of them lying around the house. They're out. You're babysitting or something. Your curiosity gets the best of you.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely had.
And then you go, you cough for like an hour.
My grandparents, my dad's parents,
Did
they were dart users.
There you go. There was a time in the world in the 50s and 60s where honestly everyone smoked, and I'm sure people thought this is so kind of relaxing and fun that it must be bad for me. But there was no official proof that it was then.
No, there was not.
So people just kept on smoking.
Tobacco was diabolical in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
so
still is.
They had no shame.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's all about what? The Juul?
Yeah, they want to get them pins.
Vaping.
Yeah.
Oh, the vaping, yeah.
We had Matt Johnson join us, offensive coordinator.
Good job, Tony.
Was that who that was?
We were just joking in the break that Chris
Skraby didn't put his name on the sheet.
No, do not blame this on me. This came down after the sheet was printed.
Did you put his name on the sheet?
But this came down after the sheet was printed.
So I'm not lying. You did not put his name down on the sheet. So when I went to bring him on the show, I realized I really didn't know his name. And it was pretty embarrassing for a moment there.
Dude, listen, it's not usually Chris that's on this end of the spectrum. It's usually me.
That's right.
And I saw Chris kind of peek his head up over the computer screen. And he needed his partner right there. I was glad I could help.
I cut that out of the replay, Chris. So.
Matt Johnson, offensive.
Why don't you rewind and play it now that we
now it's already in the computer.
Oh, okay. I was going to say people probably get a kick out of it now that they know the backstory.
Yeah, Matt Johnson, offensive coordinator, QB coach, joined us earlier. Before we get to him, let's check some traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
What a big difference dry roads can make, guys. Just a couple things to mention here. A ladder in middle lane, South 805, right before Governor. Also, watch out for this accident westbound 8 to south on 125. It's been cleared over the right shoulder. And some debris reported in the left lane of the transition, South 125 at the West 54. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
How are you, Matt?
Yes,
Good
sir.
to have you on the show, sir.
I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me.
We are really happy to have you, especially under the circumstances of a 5-1 start to this season. I know that the taskmaster that Sean Lewis is, you're probably not getting a whole lot of time off in this bye week. Is that true, or is he?
No, he's taking care of us.
Give him a little time. Good.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're finishing the season 6 in a row, right? So, he was pretty adamant about after the Nevada game, everybody kind of recharging the batteries, knowing what lies ahead. We gave the guys off until yesterday, so everybody can come back, feel refreshed, and once we hit the ground running, we had practice today. We'll be going 6 straight. Our schedule has been pretty favorable with some mini buys, some actual buys, but now we're on and we got 6 in a row to go, and we got to recharge the batteries before we do that.
Coach Johnson, I mean, obviously a lot going right for you guys right now, but particularly on the offensive side, we're seeing an offense do some things that we haven't quite seen in some time here at San Diego State. I think the fan base has been clamoring for an offense that could put up some points and get down the field. You guys have done that successfully. You went on the road last week, put up some more points. I mean, what was the focus going into spring ball and as you guys came out that has you guys on kind of the path that you're on right now?
I think the biggest word that we focused on, whether we were in spring ball, fall camp, and even during the season, the word for us has been explosive. Like how can we create explosive plays, whether that's, just getting the ball in a playmaker's hands or, us as coaches trying to come up with a scheme that we feel really good about. When you look at us last year compared to this year, that's been the biggest difference. With the big guys up front, we're able to run the ball, which I think helps open up some explosive plays down the field. But it's really just all about time on task. Like, we have a lot of new guys with us this year on offense, and even though on paper some of those guys might be juniors and seniors, not a lot of those guys had gotten a lot of reps at their previous stops. So just guys getting comfortable with one another, and you could see the growth from week 1 until now. But we're still putting a huge premium on how can we change the game and be explosive on our side of the ball.
And Matt Johnson and his offense have been rolling, and to that end, just saw that Jordan Napier, your great wide receiver, has been put on the Biletnikoff award list. He's the first Aztec receiver, by the way, to be on that list in 11 years. And
wow.
I'd say it's quite deserving. This guy is totally explosive, and I want to talk about that. But you are the quarterbacks coach, so I want to get down to the bottom of this, Matt. What did you do with the original Denegal, and how did you get this new one to reappear here over the last 2 or 3 weeks? He is throwing with great confidence and authority, and I honestly didn't see that early in the year, but now, man, he's really delivering for you.
He's playing at a much more confident level, I would say. He's one of the guys that I was talking about earlier where, he's coming from Michigan, and, yes, he's a junior and all, but like, if you look at his real significant snaps, there weren't a ton. Right. So, when you go to Stony Brook, week 1 opener, there's times where he looks like a freshman because he's out there for the first time and he's figuring it out. And then, I think one of the best things that happened to him was some of the failures and lessons that he had to learn at Washington State because things didn't go well and we didn't have early success. So he had to learn how to, stay present within the moment and not try and do too much. And then again, like, hard lesson to learn against NIU, right? Like, we win that game, but from an offensive perspective, it's 6-3, we're kind of licking our wounds, but it's like, guys, like, hey, we found a way to win ugly. At the end of the day, we won the game.
Yeah.
And I think his progression of just being able to stay within the moment and attack each play for what it truly is and not try and do too much, like, that's been the biggest growth that I've seen from him And as long as he lets the offense flow within him, good things can happen. When he tries to do too much, then that's where some mistakes are made. And he's done a really, really good job of, not making the same mistake twice, which I think that's part of his maturity. Even though he hasn't gotten a lot of snaps at his previous stops, like that's part of him being mature and understanding the game.
Coach Matt Johnson joins us here, offensive coordinator / QB coach for the San Diego State Aztecs. And Coach, the fronts, the big guys up front, you mentioned not being able to, not doing too much and getting him to kind of play at that even kill. You guys have been able to run the ball and throw the ball, a pretty balanced attack. What is the big guys up front? What are they providing that allows you to be able to do both?
Oh my! They're my favorite 5 people on the face of the earth. I tell them every single week that this offense goes as they go, and at this point they probably think I'm a broken record for the amount of times that I say that, but I truly believe that especially with Ross in the middle there, a veteran leader for us, that they're not allowed to have a bad game because the offense truly goes as they go. And, from a coach's standpoint, all right, if the throw game's not working, we know we can rely on the run. If the run game's not working, okay, let's try and spread it out. But all of that still starts with them. And, the ownership that those 5 have up front, and they're led by an unbelievable coach in Coach Schmidt, but those guys are second to none. And we're not in this position without those 5. Like, we could talk about Lucky and Napier and Jaden. We could talk about all those guys, but without those 5, none of this is possible.
I'm glad you brought up Coach Schmidt, because he left and came back to the program, and I know he was the line coach when I was roaming the sidelines doing the sideline reporting. And I used to love to talk to him during games, and he'd just get me going. I mean, he's a smart guy. He really is. And I knew
another guy with better passion.
Yeah, right. I knew as soon as he came back, the offensive line was going to get whipped into shape. I just.
Yes, to say the least. That, I mean, like the energy that he brings and the fire that he provides, and it's not just on game day. Like, you would think that it's the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl out there, the way that those guys work, but you see it show up. Like, you see the dividends that get paid off because of how that whole unit goes to work every single day.
And he teaches too. I mean, I've seen it. He'll bring them off at the end of a series and bring them all together and say, okay, this is where we're going to change this on the next series or whatever. Those kinds of things matter. I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Matt Johnson's our coach of the Aztecs offense and quarterback coach. Tony mentioned that the offense, 485 yards passing in the last 2 games, and then 464 rushing.
Yeah, balance.
That means you are basically carrying the whole phone book around with you, right? There's no portion of the playbook you don't want to look at right now. And I imagine that's a really good feeling. I guess the fans want to know, even though you have to keep this under control, how far could we possibly go with this year? I mean, how confident are we going into the last 6 games that we can really make something special out of this?
Yeah, I think that this is a special group, and we as coaches, we felt that in the building, when winter workouts started, when we were able to retain the guys that we were able to retain on our team, both offensively and defensively. And then, some of the portal additions that we were able to grab, and you kind of had that sense and that feel in the wintertime, but then you're not really sure because they haven't played together. So then you go through spring ball and you're seeing the ups and downs of spring ball. And then you really got to see things, come together during fall camp. But again, like, okay, this unit hasn't been in a game yet, right? So then the ups and downs of the season are happening. And I think that the response, both good and bad, that our guys have shown has been really encouraging for us as coaches. But, we understand that this is a special group, but we are truly focused on one day at a time. Like, the emphasis of this season, the theme of the season is the climb, and you can't look ahead 5 or 6 steps, or else you're gonna slip and fall, and you're gonna end up back at the bottom of the ladder. So with that mindset, like we understand what's in the building, and the guys are doing an unbelievable job on the field, but like it's truly a day-to-day process with us.
Coach, I last one. I know we got to get you out of here, but you kind of hit on where the players were and watching that kind of develop after the season ended. It was a tough season for the team. What was the conversations like amongst the staff as you guys got ready to go into that portion of spring ball and moving forward after?
I mean, quite honestly, like, offensively, we knew we had to get better. Like, the product that we put on the field last year is not up to standard for us or for the fans, or, for quite honestly what San Diego State football is used to. Like this place is used to winning championships. And we knew we had to get better. So, we looked at our weaknesses, and we figured out how to attack them. We looked at our strengths, and we looked at how to enhance them. But to say that we made like wholesale changes, I don't think we did, but we were very particular about how we taught things, in the order in which we taught things. Like, we had to make things make sense to these guys, because we knew very early on that it wasn't going to be an issue of talent with this team. It was going to be, can we get these 11 that are on the field to play as one unit, and bring this thing to life? Because, at the end of the day, we can put a million plays on the board, but it's the players that are going to bring this thing to life. And I think that so far, because of the 5 up front, like I said, like my favorite people on the planet, because of them, this thing has really been able to go, along with our playmakers on the edge.
Matt Johnson, we appreciate the time. Before we let you go, as somebody who's hair challenged myself, I'm throwing this out there because he and Coach Lewis have the 2 best beards in all of college football, but neither of them have a single hair on the top of their head. So is this a requirement to coach now at San Diego State? You guys have got a look going here. I think we got to get some of the students to start dressing up like you guys.
I'll tell you what, if the students start shaving their heads, we must be on one hell of a winning streak.
That's right.
The bald head was out of my control since high school. I went to a Catholic school, so I had to be clean shaven. So I walked around for 2 years looking like a cue ball. And then as soon as I got to college, I started growing my beard out. And then my sophomore year, we started a tradition called Beard Gang. So you weren't allowed to shave during the season. And every year since then, during football season, I do the exact same thing.
There you go.
So
love it.
I'll get one last trim up right before fall camp, and then hopefully not until January will this thing get cut.
If nothing else, we at least somebody in that department got to at least find you an advertisement for a shaving company.
Well, I looked in the mirror the other day. There's a couple grays coming in here, so maybe some just for men might be in my future.
We all understand that too.
Yes, we do.
Hey, Matt, thanks so much, man. Continue the good luck. You got 2 Aztecs sitting right here, and we're loving every minute of it.
That is indeed the end. Matt Johnson, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach for the Aztecs. Bye week this week, back in action next week.
At Fresno. Or
Seattle,
yes, as Skraby likes to call
the
it.
Mariners had a 2-0 lead that has disappeared. It is now 2-2.
Jimenez, home run, Toronto, 2-run shot.
We were just talking about him.
Number 9 hitter. Tied it up.
Shortstop, or no, was he second baseman, Gold Glove
playing
finalist?
Shortstop because Bichette's out.
Yeah. That's going to do it for today's show. Scrabinators, get ready. The Chronicles.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Next.
Arena.